Last week it took a triple-double by Darius Brown to get the Matadors a win in overtime. Here's some sounds from that win last Saturday at the Matadome. Starks back on the right wing. Anderson catch and shoot three. Yes!
Nice pass that time by Starks. He didn't force up a jump shot. Nice pass.
Angle left on the near side. Here's Starks working against Coleman. Here comes the screen. Over to his right. Here's three from Starks. Top of the circle, and it spins through the twine.
And he's a left-hander going right. Used the screen perfectly.
Brown launches a three, and Pasadena, where you at?
Knocking down threes in the Matadome after a great screen by Merkvaladze.
Just right of center, a 22-footer. Buries it, and the lead is 6 for Hawaii. CSUN has crawled back within 2 possessions. Darius brings the ball into the front court for CSUN, waiting for the screen from Merkvaladze. Accelerates to the basket, and up and in, taking it to the hole. Darius Brown the second.
Matadors down by 4. Darius fooled everybody. He wasn't going to pass that ball. He's being aggressive, and I love it.
5 to shoot. Starks against Purdue. Starks rises up left of center. 3. Oh, my!
My goodness gracious, and he got hit on the elbow, too. Wow.
Darius down the left side of the lane. Strong to the basket. Up and in, and one.
How about that? They have a chance to take the lead as all if Darius Brown can knock down a free throw.
Left wing 3 for Darius at the buzzer. No. Offensive rebound. Anderson at the buzzer. No, we have overtime.
I like that Darius took the shot. I love that he took it.
Darius about 28 feet out straight away. Down the left side of the lane, kicks to the right wing, 3 for Anderson, and that's money.
One freshman finally hit his shot, and the Matadors have their first lead of the ball game.
78-75, between the leg dribble, top of the circle, down the right side is Starks, gets away with a little push and lays it up and in.
Yeah, nice strong move that time by Starks.
That's Denzel in training day. That's King Kong, ain't got nothing on me.
You better believe it.
80-77, Matadors by 3. Brown ahead to Starks. TJ lays it up and in, and I think that's the triple-double.
That's a great pass.
So congratulations, Darius Brown. Unofficially 18 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. The second Matador in Division I history with a triple-double. Atten Wright will dribble out the clock. And how about the come-from-behind victory for the Matadors? 88-80, they knock off Hawaii in overtime, having trailed by as many as 23 points in the first half. Matadors back at it today, the final road trip of the year, 2 games Saturday and Friday against CSU Bakersfield. The Runners closing out their first season in the Big West. Alan and I are back with the tip after this.
The following digital content is produced by the CSUN Sports Network and presented by Dignity Health Northridge Hospital Medical Center. CSUN Matador Sports Properties and Learfield-IMG College would like to thank the following corporate partners: Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, Under Armour, Northridge Toyota, Buffalo Wild Wings, True Barbershop, Mid-Valley Dental Care, the Warner Center Marriott, AAA Flag and Banner, Meridian Point, the Airtel Plaza Hotel, the Sundial, and Sisto Sports Medicine.
Welcome to Icardo Center in Bakersfield, California, the home of the Roadrunners of CSU Bakersfield. My name is Ghazal Hassan. I'm alongside Alan Zinsmeister, as we always are when we're bringing you CSUN Matadors basketball. And AZ, a thrilling win on Saturday for the Matadors in overtime, 88-80 over Hawaii. The only disappointing thing about the weekend was you really wanted them to get that game on Friday, but I think the Matadors came together a little bit, and Mark Gottfried said it in our postgame on Saturday. This team grew up a little bit that weekend.
You know, that Friday led to the Saturday victory. I don't know if they win on Friday what happened Saturday, but I know that what happened on Friday definitely led to what happened on Saturday. The Matadors did not want to lose another ball game, no matter how far they were behind. They just stuck together and ended up getting a very, very important victory.
You know, you always tell me you're not as close to the players as you once were. It's a different type of situation here. Not that you're not close to them now, but this year in particular, we really haven't been able to get on the road and get to know the guys. One of the guys in the team I know you know, though, is Darius Brown II. Give me a little bit about that triple-double. He was named Big West Player of the Week this week?
You know, it was the most unassuming triple-double that you'll probably come across because Darius was doing it all, and then before you know it, he's got a triple-double, and an impressive triple-double. He's a coach's son, which means that he's always thinking of others. He understands the basketball game from an intellectual standpoint that is not rivaled with anybody in this conference. And because he's such a nice young man, it couldn't happen to a better young man.
All right, so let's get to the matter at hand today, Alan. You're a historian a little bit. Yesterday was the anniversary of Clay Liston 1, when then Cassius Clay knocked out Sonny Liston, shockingly enough, and stunned the world, shook up the world, and told the world how pretty he was. Playing and you've seen the Roadrunners this year live, playing the Roadrunners, to me, equates a little bit to fighting Jerry Quarry. It's like Muhammad Ali fighting Jerry Quarry, because the Roadrunners will stand toe-to-toe with anyone. They don't care. They'll absorb all the haymakers, but they'll be standing late in the match. Although, I guess the Quarry Ali fight's a bad example, because it was a TKO after, I think, the third round. But they're the kind of team that's going to hang in there with you, and they can. I was talking with Coach Gottfried, the conventional wisdom is they'll slow it down, Alan, but they can get up and down as well. You saw an example of that in the game you did.
They want to get up and down. Look, they will make it a rock fight, so to speak. They will make it tough. They will make you have to earn everything. But if you want to run with them, they are so athletic. They don't mind running. It's just that they're going to guard on the other end. As you run and they run, when they get on defense, they're going to be all into you. So this is going to be a game that I think both teams are going to like, because you got two athletic, quick teams. The Matadors are just going to have to understand that they're going to be guarded for 40 minutes.
And one of the great subplots tonight will be the relationship between Coach Barnes, the head coach at CSUB, and Coach Gottfried, who not only coached against each other in the SEC, they were players against each other in the SEC. Coach Barnes for Ole Miss and Coach Gottfried for Alabama.
When you go back over 30 years, closer to 35 years, and you've had a chance to compete against an individual, you have great respect for that individual, and each coaching staff respects the other. So there's some pride going on, but there's respect, there's admiration, and when it's all said and done, somebody's going to be able to say, you know what, I got you this time, and the other person's going to say, yeah, but I've gotten you before.
Welcome to Matadors pregame, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center. We'll step aside momentarily and come back with more. CSUN set to take on CSU Bakersfield from Icardo Center. This is Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
Back on Matadors pregame, Ghazal Hassan, Alan Zinsmeister back with you. CSUN set to take on CSU Bakersfield. It's what they're all waiting for, AZ. It's what they paid the big money for. The PhD of the hardwood, Alan Zinsmeister, Dr. Z, was going to bring you Z's keys to Matador victory tonight.
Well, for the Matadors, they have to build a wall because the Roadrunners want to get downhill. They want to get to the rim. Matadors cannot allow that. Secondly, they can't be hurried. The Matadors are going to be pressured all night long. It's going to be tough, man-to-man pressure most likely. But you can't speed yourself up. That causes turnovers. And last but not least, trust the offense. Share the basketball. No matter what happens, believe in what you run, trust yourself, share the ball, and then things will be fine.
This is a team in particular, Alan, they're really going to need to run the offense. If they break it off, this Bakersfield team, they can really snap it down on you because they really clog the paint very, very well.
That's exactly right, Ghazal. If they break the offense off, the Matadors will be looking at the backside of the Roadrunners running downhill.
Matadors and Roadrunners about to sit for the national anthem. We're going to step aside. Normally we'd bring you the pregame with Coach. I did record a pregame today. There were some issues with the sound levels, and honestly I don't know if it's the acoustics in here or it was me. We'll check it out. We'll obviously have him on the postgame, and then hopefully we'll be able to talk to him tomorrow pregame. We did have a nice conversation. I'll bring you some of the highlights of it when we come back. Right now, though, we'll step aside momentarily, and we'll come back with the starting lineups and the opening tip from Icardo Center here in Bakersfield. CSUN against CSUB. Big West matchup, the first year in the Big West for Bakersfield. They are the new kids on the block in the Big West Conference. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice. Tonight's starting lineups and opening tip are presented to you by Northridge Toyota. With over 700 new, certified, and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, they're sure to have one that's just right for you. Come in and see why Northridge Toyota is the fastest growing Toyota dealership in the San Fernando Valley. Northridge Toyota, big enough to count, small enough to care. Located at Nordoff across the street from the Northridge Mall, and proud supporters of CSUN Athletics.
Starting lineups presented to you by Northridge Toyota for the Matadors. In the backcourt, Darius Brown, 6'2 junior, Pasadena High. Already mentioned Big West Player of the Week with his play last week against Hawaii. How about TJ Starks, 6'2", redshirt junior, Oak Cliff, Texas, Lancaster High, comes to CSUN by way of Texas A&M. He is the leading scorer in the Big West Conference, 21 points a game, 23.5 points a game in conference play. Had a huge weekend last weekend against Hawaii. Three-guard rotation for the Matadors. Atten Wright, 6'1" freshman, Lakewood, California, Fairmont Prep in Anaheim. And up front for the Matadors, Alex Merk-Veladze. Merk-Veladze, a 6'9" freshman from Kataisi in Georgia, Modesto Christian High School, joined in the front court by the 6'6", 240-pound freshman Fidelis Okereke from Carson, California, King Drew High School. Matadors coached by Mark Gottfried, assisted by Jeff Dunlap, Jim Herrick. John Van Houten is Director of Basketball Operations. Tyson Kygar is the graduate assistant. Steve Greck is Director of Sports Medicine. And lead student manager is Devontae Morris. Graduate assistant is Daniel Purple Hayes. For the runners in the backcourt, they go with a three-guard rotation as well. Starting at the point is Czar Perry. Perry, 6'2" senior, El Dorado, Arkansas, comes to Bakersfield by way of Holmes Community College. He's joined in the backcourt by Sean Williams. Williams, a 6'3" redshirt sophomore, St. Louis, Missouri, by way of Kansas State University. The third guard in the rotation is Justin Edler Davis. Edler Davis, a redshirt senior, San Diego, California, Morse High School. He's a 4-year player for the runners. Up front for the runners, Justin McCall, 6'6" senior from Ridgeview High School right here in Bakersfield. And the big man in the middle, Ronnie Rita, 6'9", 240-pound senior, San Diego, California, and by way of Fullerton Community College. The runners coached, as we mentioned, by Rod Barnes in his 10th season, 22nd overall, assisted by Mike Scott, Brandon Barnes, Chris Crevalone. Director of Basketball Operations is Brent Rapp. Matadors in the dark jerseys will go left to right. Home whites for CSUB, they'll go right to left. Officials tonight, Rick Batzel, Kurt Walker, Andy Cohn. Had a nice chat with Andy Cohn. We haven't seen him since Vegas, Alan.
I know, and I think he missed us because Ollie came over and talked to us. These officials, we've known them for so long, and they're part of the game.
Andy gets a lot of CSUN games, and tonight we found out why. I didn't realize he lives in the Valley.
He lives in the Valley, and whenever he calls a CSUN game, you would never know that he lived close to the Matadors because they don't seem to catch any special breaks from Andy, but of course not. That's his job. He's an official. He calls it as he sees it.
Reedus will jump it up against Okereke. Rick Batzel will toss it up as we get underway here at Icardo Center. Built in 1989, it's home to a few Division II national championships, courtesy of Pat Douglas. We'll get into that as the program progresses. A little bit of a delay. They have the digital platform here, ESPN3 from CSU Bakersfield.
Yeah, they've got a very nice platform that all their home games are on ESPN3 and wonderfully produced and nice gentlemen who call the game, but we want you to listen to us, so just stay right here. If you have to go to ESPN3, turn that sound down, sync it up, and Gazal's going to make everything just perfect. I come from the clean glass school of broadcasting, Alan. If you give somebody a dirty glass, they'll drink it if they're thirsty enough, but you give them a clean glass, like is what we do, and they'll choose for themselves. Tip controlled by Bakersfield. Also not in the starting lineup today, Tajay Moore. Remember, he missed last week with a bad stomach flu. Bakersfield basketball, left side Perry. In front, Williams with a quick touch off to McCall on the right side. Left wing, Edler Davis, left wing three, yes. The Matadors started off in the zone, and the runners let you know we can hit three-pointers, especially Edler Davis.
35% from beyond the arc as a team. Edler Davis, a 40% shooter. Into the high post it goes to Merck Balade for CSUN. Right wing, Brown. Flashing was Atten right, but it's stolen. Back the other way, Williams to the basket, all the way in, off the window, yes.
Yeah, you don't see a turnover like that from Darius Brown very often. Put it right in the hands of the defender.
Darius, though, down underneath, stepped on the end line. He turns it over 2 straight times.
Wow, so this is not starting the way the Matadors would hope. With Darius Brown, 2 consecutive turnovers.
CSUB 5, CSUN nothing. We've played about a minute. 2-3 look for the Matadors. Perry outside left. They circle it to the right side. Left wing, Edler Davis will lob for the big fella, Reedus left baseline. Reedus, one dribble, he's double teamed by Darius Brown. Finds the man up top, right wing, right corner for McCall. Short jumper, yes.
But right now the Matadors are seeing a team that's not supposed to be great shooting make their shots because they're wide open.
3 for 3 from the floor are the runners. They shoot 43.5% on the season as a team. Left side, 17-footer. Front rip, hits the backboard, and then rolls in for TJ Starks.
Well, if the Matadors don't turn the basketball over, they can get a shot up and make it.
7-2 Bakersfield. Between the circles, about 40 feet out, Williams to the right side. Now high post right side, Perry, 2 dribbles to the left. Left wing, McCall, bounce pass right side on the baseline. Left of center, Perry. Left corner, 17-footer from McCall. That's his spot.
Well, right
Hit
now,
one from the right corner, one from the left corner.
The ball is really moving, and they understand the Matadors want to run a zone. You can tell they've been practicing this week for a zone.
CSUB 9, CSUN 2. Bakersfield very potent at their home floor. They're 8-1 this year at Icardo Center. Their only loss to Cal State Fullerton. At the free throw line, Darius Brown for CSUN. Matadors trailing 9-2. We've played about 2 minutes. Here's Starks in front on the dribble, down the right side, kicks to the right corner, right wing, Brown to his left. Here's 3, off to the left side. Ball hits the floor out of bounds. It'll go over to CSUB.
The Matadors that time with Darius Brown had to look at a 3-point shot, but he was run off the first look. He had to put the ball on the floor to take the second shot, and that was just good defense. Right now, the Matadors are seeing a defense they've not faced so far in the Big West.
9-2 CSUB. Runners basketball. Here's Williams in front, about 28 feet from the bucket. One dribble for him. Angle left. Perry with a quick touch back to Williams. Into the paint. Foul line extended into the right corner. They move the ball to the left wing for Edler Davis. Fakes the 3. Now straight away, 28-footer. Too strong back iron. Defensive rebound. Merck Paladze outlets it to TJ Starks. Starks strong to the basket. Clear eyes, full hearts. TJ Starks takes it to the rim and lays it up and in.
Once he gets downhill, he's very difficult to stop.
9-4 Baco. Edler Davis with a quick touch, left wing McCall. Between the rings, Williams for CSUB. Swing to the right side. They circle it now to the left side for McCall. Williams actually playing the point. Perry right of center. Perry to the right side, ladles it back out. They're moving the ball quickly. Edler Davis, left of center, has his pocket picked by Brown, but a whistle.
You know, the Matadors are in the zone defense, but they are moving well in the zone. It's just that the offense has been excellent by the runners, but that time still by Darius Brown II. The Matadors have a chance to get somebody else to score other than TJ Starks.
So the foul is on Edler Davis. He'll leave the game with his first. Substitution coming in. We'll get Graylin Easter, 6'3" junior from Little Rock, Arkansas, checks in for CSUB. Brown dribbling across midcourt, outside left, waiting for the screen. He'll stay on the left side, try to get back to Merck Veladze, left of center, 3 off to the right, kind of dead spin off the back heel.
That was a nice pass, and that's a shot that he can knock down. Matadors can live with that.
Bakersfield running fast. Here's Easter left wing. One dribble between the circles, back to Easter. Left corner, Cameron Smith, who's checked in, the 6'7" junior from Mississippi. In and out, no. Smith with the tip, goes up and in.
That's what they can do, offensive rebound putbacks. They are an excellent offensive rebounding team, averaging just under 14 a game.
11-4, CSUB leads CSUN, under 16 minutes to play first half. Atten right in the right corner, being faced up by Easter, terminates his dribble. Hands it off to Starks. Starks one-on-one, working against Czar Perry. Uses a little move to the top of the circle. Here's 3, and it's good.
Well, it's the runners 11, Starks 7.
As Allen points out, TJ Starks has all the Matador points here this evening. Under 16 minutes to play in the first half. CSUB 11, CSUN 7. Here's a little floater in the lane, tapped out, but run down by Smith. Back inside underneath for Reedus, who lays it up and in.
Yeah, the Matadors couldn't secure another defensive rebound. Second chance points hurting the Matadors.
13-7, a 6-point lead for CSUB as we tick down to 15 minutes to play in the first half. Ball goes out of bounds, and we'll get a break. Matadors trail by 6, 13-7, 15-13 to play in the first half. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
I'm Ghazal, he's Allen. We're back. Matadors basketball, CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center. CSUN's first trip to Icardo Center since 2012, AZ. Matadors, actually, the last 2 times they've come here, I believe they've got victories.
Well, I tell you what, they're going to have to start doing a little better on the rebounding side if they plan to get a victory today. They're being out-rebounded 4-1. Second chance opportunities, 2 for the runners and none for the Matadors. And those second chance opportunities have resulted in 4 points for the runners. So they're maximizing the opportunities when they get them.
CSUN down to about an 8-man rotation. Rod Barnes substitutes liberally and often. So Smith and Easter on the floor with Czar Perry, Sean Williams, and Ronnie Reedus. Starting 5 still out there for the Matadors. Wright, Brown, Starks, Okereke, Merck Veladze. Looks like a full court press here for the runners. They get the ball into Darius's hands up the right sideline. Matadors down 13-7 as we near 15 minutes to play in the first half. High post right side, Merck Veladze. Merck Veladze to the basket, strong, can't finish. Okereke with the offensive rebound, dispossessed on the way down. The ball squirts out to Brown in front. The Matadors can reset. Good offensive rebound by the freshman Fidelis Okereke.
Yeah, that was a great offensive rebound.
Right of center, Atten right for CSUN. 7 to shoot for the Matadors. Right wing Starks into the lane through some traffic. He's trying to drop it off and dispossessed, and it's turned over to the runners.
That's just great defense. That's all that was.
13, CSUN 7. Ball moving around the perimeter for CSUB. This is Easter. Quick touch, and then Williams in front for the runners. Bounce pass, high post, left side, Perry. Trying to put it down underneath. Matadors deflected and come away with the turnover. Left wing from Atten Wright. Here's three from Darius Brown. Skips over the rim. Easter with a hand on it. Tips it out to Czar Perry for CSUB.
Yeah, that's a nice look for a three. Darius Brown not able to hit it. That's one of his favorite spots.
CSUB 13, CSUN 7. Here's Easter on the right side. Between the circles, Williams back to Easter. Easter attacking down on the corner. Ball knocked away from him and Darius Brown. Long pass ahead to Starks. Starks ahead of the field. Left hand lays it over the rim.
Well, Starks 9. The runners 13.
So CSUB by 4. All 9 points for the Matadors, as Alan mentioned, from TJ Starks. 3 2-pointers and a 3-pointers. We're under 14 minutes to play. Left side Easter, in front Williams. Into the post, blocked, but right into the hands of Ritas. Can't finish. Defensive rebound, Merk Veladze. Good job by Alex to get the rebound over the back without fouling. His feet were in very good position. Starks in front to Merk Veladze, right wing for CSUN. Matadors down 4. Right of center, this is Darius for the Matadors. Little shimmy move to his left behind the back dribble. Right baseline to his left, Merk Veladze strong off the window, yes.
Somebody else could score other than Starks, and that was a nice move by the young freshman to get inside and put it off the glass.
I think Alex is figuring it out. He's bending over a little bit. I think he caught an elbow in the thigh, it looks like.
Well, he's better be ready to get more elbows because this is going to be a physical game all night long.
13-11, CSUB with the lead and the ball. Left side Easter, left corner Williams for 3. Rattles down.
Wow, Bino Williams, that made a very, was that Sean Williams or Bino?
He goes by Bino, you're right, he goes by Bino.
Yeah, Bino made a nice shot.
3-pointer out of the left corner makes it 16-11 CSUB. Brown through some traffic, underneath for Okereke, and Okereke called on the offensive foul.
And that's what happens when you have a very good defensive team that's always moving, always shifting, and that time he was able to get in front of Okereke. That was an easy call.
So wholesale substitutions for CSUB. They have 4 new white shirts come into the ball game. Perry is the only remaining starter on the floor for CSUB. Well, Edler Davis is a starter. He's back. We'll get our first look at DeMonte Buckingham. And then Ray Somerville, the young 6'10" redshirt freshman from Media, Pennsylvania in the Philly area. So no Tajay Moore, it looks like. We haven't seen him as of yet. Left corner, oh, that's Moore. Moore into the ball game, and he comes right off the bench for a 3.
He asked for him, and he delivers.
Moore, the redshirt senior from South Haven, Missouri, makes it a 19-11 game, and all of a sudden a 6-0 run for CSUB. Starks in the middle of the floor for CSUN. Left wing, Amon Anderson, the 6'3" freshman, has just checked in. Hands it right back to TJ on the angle. TJ around to the right side. Now back left to Merk Veladze. Left corner 3 for Amon Anderson. Swish.
Boy, they needed that. And now the Matadors are doing a good job moving the ball around. The 3-pointers that are falling for the runners, I don't know if they'll fall in the second half. The Matadors have seen this before.
19-14, CSUB with the ball. Here's the runner. Little floater from DeMonte Buckingham makes it 21-14. CSUB by 7. Here come the Matadors left to right. Brendan Herrick has also checked in, the 6'5" sophomore from Anaheim. So Brown, Merk, Veladze, and Starks out there with Herrick and Amon Anderson. The 3-pointer misfires from Merk Veladze. Defensive rebound comes down to Czar Perry for CSUB. Traveling called right of center. That was Tajay Moore, and a break in the action. 11-12 to play in the first half. CSUB 21, CSUN 14. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
Where's Northridge Toyota? It's where I come to get great deals on my favorite cars. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I get impeccable service with a smile. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I go to feel at home.
Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where they have 64 service bays to fix any problem.
Northridge Toyota, your neighborhood Toyota dealership.
Northridge Toyota is located at 19550 Nordoff and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics. Hey Matadors, the Sundial is here to keep you connected to all things CSUN. As the student-run campus news outlet, we aim to be the voice of you, the CSUN community. The Sundial publishes fresh content online daily and timeless, community-focused stories in print every Wednesday. Check us out on the web at dailysundial.com or follow us on Twitter at Daily Sundial and on Instagram at The Sundial.
Welcome to the weekend. I want to remind you, game day sponsor today, our good friends at Pizzasaurus Rex. Pizzasaurus Rex helping out the Matadors here in 2021. It's 21-14. CSUB leads CSUN by 7. And the Matadors fell behind. They kind of came close. They made it a 2-point game. Then a couple of threes opened it up a little bit for CSUB, Allen.
Well, it's the 3-point makes by the runners. I mean, they are shooting 75%, 3 for 4. They're shooting 69% on the games, 9 for 13. The Matadors are shooting a blistering 54.5%, 6 for 11. So we know both of these teams who shoot basically around 42%, they're going to cool off. But it's going to be the team that decides that they're going to play defense, rebound, and then hitting timely shots. This shooting is not going to continue at this rate.
Tajay Moore, Sean Williams on the floor, with Justin Edler-Davis, DeMonte Buckingham, and Ronnie Reedus on the floor for CSUB. Herrick Anderson-Brown starts and Merck Veladze for CSUN. 5 white shirts in the backcourt, but then as soon as Darius gets the ball, they'll all back off except for Sean Williams. Up the middle of the floor, knee-high dribble is Darius Brown. He'll swerve to the right side. Nice hedge out there by Buckingham. Now Brown will take it to the basket, fakes the pass, puts it underneath, and an offensive foul.
And that's another turnover for Darius Brown. He's got 3 turnovers already. I don't know that I've ever remember him having 3 turnovers in the first half.
Brown came in to play today first in the nation in assist-to-turnover ratio. That's as of February 25th. So there were games, obviously, yesterday that might have changed that. But he and DeVeryl Ramsey were 1-2 in the nation. Matadors trailing by 7, 21-14, CSUB basketball. Right wing Williams to his left on the dribble off to Buckingham. Into the lane, lays it up and in.
Yeah, Buckingham that time saw that there was a nice crease in the zone, and he attacked it.
So CSUB with a 9-point lead. Merck Veladze left of center for 3. Yes, it drains down.
He was due, wasn't he, Gasol? I mean, he had taken about 3 of them earlier, so he was due to knock down that 3.
So here's Tajay Moore. Off to Williams. Moore was considered their best player coming in. Had a stomach bug, missed last weekend against UCSB. Runners hung in there against the Gauchos, didn't they, AZ?
Yes, they did hang in there. And look, they could have beat the Gauchos.
Free throw line. Here's Buckingham. Short front rim, fighting for the rebound underneath. Putting it back up, and that's Buckingham. Sorry.
That's another second chance opportunity, and it's 6 points on second chance opportunities. Matadors must secure defensive rebounds.
DeMonte Buckingham, the transfer from Richmond, his second year at Richmond, he was their leading rebounder. And Starks trying the pass and draws it. It looked like it was an offensive foul, but they're going to call the block on the inside. The runners have drawn 2 fouls underneath there. So second foul on Edler-Davis. The second foul on CSUB.
He must have been inside the parabola, Gasol, because the pass was long gone. Then Buckingham hit the deck, so he had to be inside.
Cameron Smith, the 6'7 junior from Okalana, Mississippi. He goes by Bino. You're right, AZ. Good pickup on that. Amon Anderson to trigger underneath, gets it to the right wing to TJ Starks for CSUN. 25-17, CSUB by 8. Left of center, Atten Wright steps into the 3. Short front rim, flying in for the offensive rebound, Amon Anderson. Anderson, front court right, will reset with TJ Starks between the circles for CSUN. So Darius Brown on the bench, Atten Wright came in to replace him. Starks left side, strong to the basket, runner off the window, no. Reedus with the rebound, the outlet pass to the right side. This is Sean Williams swooping to the basket, too strong off the window, off of Herrick's hands, taken away from him by Edler-Davis. Free throw line attacking is Reedus, in and out too strong. Offensive rebound, put back up and in by Bino Smith.
Matadors trail by 10 because they can't secure defensive rebounds. That's at least 8 second chance points.
10-4, the rebounding advantage for CSUB against CSUN. Here's Starks on the right side into the paint. As soon as he gets to the baseline, he's got two guys on him. Top of the circle, Merkvaladze. Here's Anderson, left wing, fakes the three. Cross-court pass into the right corner for Starks. Starks to the basket, denied. Back the other way comes CSUB. Stepping into the lane now, Amon Anderson rejects DeMonte Buckingham. The ball loose on the floor. The Matadors come up with it in transition. Left wing three from Starks. Misfires off to the left side, tapped out by CSUB. Matadors trail by 10, 27-17. We near the 8-minute mark here in the first half. So Bino Smith on the floor with Tajon Moore, DeMonte Buckingham, Ronnie Reedus, and Sean Williams. This is Williams into the paint. And it rolls in off the front rim.
Right now they're crushing the Matador zone. They're getting in the teeth of it. They're hitting three-pointers, so everything is easy. You can tell they were ready to face the Matador zone.
Timeout called by Mark Gottfried. Will step aside. CSUB 29, CSUN 17. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
Smell that? It's playoff season. You know how you can tell? Because the playoffs are on. East will meet West, sevens will be bested, and banners will be lifted. So get in your car, your boat, or your train and get to B-Dubs. To celebrate this special time of the year, curl up with some wings, warm up by the TV with your closest savages, and order a frosty beer just like Mom used to pour. Merry playoffs, everyone. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
CSUN Athletics would like to thank the Warner Center Marriott for their continued support. The newly re-energized Warner Center Marriott boasts nearly 500 rooms and a newly styled American restaurant. For room rates or reservations, call 818-887-4800. That's the Warner Center Marriott at 818-887-4800, supporting CSUN Matador Athletics.
12-point lead for CSUB over CSUN, 29-17, 8:02 to play in the first half. All right, Alan, I'm going to quiz you.
Okay.
There are two very important elements that I always like to talk about that can kind of shift the balance of a game. There are two categories. There are turnovers and there are second chance points. Guess what the differential is on those two categories?
Probably 12. I know one thing. I'm looking at second chance points. 8-0 on second chance
and
points.
Points off turnovers is 9-2, so it's a plus 15 in favor of CSUB.
Yeah, I mean, when you have that, you just aren't going to be able to win a basketball game. I think you remember the last ball game, Gazal. I was kind of saying that zone, maybe they should get out of the zone. I'm not going to say it because Coach Gottfried knows what he's doing, but right now that zone is getting worked.
Our first look at Festus Andemanya for CSUN, the 6'7 sophomore from Anambra, Nigeria. And then Darius Brown back for TJ Stark. So it's Brown, Wright, Anderson, Andemanya, Herrick on the floor for CSUN. Full court press shown by CSUB. Bino Smith in the backcourt along with Czar Perry. Justin McCall back in there along with Graylin Easter. And then we'll get our look at the big fellow from Philadelphia, Ray Somerville, pressed into duty because no Sean Stith for CSUB. He may be out for the season, Alan. You hate to see that.
I know, but looks like Somerville could be the kind of a rim protector that the Matadors don't want to have to face. He's a long, lean, athletic player.
He looks big. He looks the part, man. 29-17, CSUB up by 12. Left side dribbling is Darius Brown for CSUN. Left wing Amon Anderson. Anderson working against McCall. Here's a screen and roll action with Andemanya. Back on the left wing is Atten Wright. 10 to shoot for the Matadors. Right into the paint. Finds Anderson. Anderson, 18-footer. Dances on the rim. No offensive rebound. Festus Andemanya keeps it alive for CSUN. Here's Brown. Leaves for Herrick. Right wing three. Off to the right. No. Defensive rebound McCall for CSUB.
Two good looks at three-point shots. The Matadors have to knock them down when they're wide open like they are.
Czar Perry, left corner for Bino Smith. That three circles the iron. No. Defensive rebound Herrick for CSUN. Matadors trailing 29-17. They have the basketball. We near 7 minutes to play in the first half. Brown, here's the runner. Too strong. Defensive rebound, McCall. Festus tries for it, but McCall pulls it away. Weaving up the floor, this is Czar Perry. Front court right for CSUB. The runners with the ball lead by 12. Perry to the left side for McCall. One dribble for McCall. Off to Easter. Lob backdoor inside for Somerville, strong to the basket, air ball. Ball hits the floor. Amon Anderson trying to get for it. They step over Anderson. Ball still loose on the floor, out of bounds over to CSUN.
Boy, that was nice hustle that time.
Atten Wright got in there, yeah.
Atten Wright got in there and really hustled. And the Matadors right now can't make shots. They're getting stops, but they're missing shots. A couple of open three-pointers, and Darius Brown had a little floater in the lane that wouldn't go. So I told you the Matadors' shooting percentage would come down. Unfortunately for the Matadors, not coming down enough are the runners.
Yeah, CSUN now one of their last 9 from the floor. They've been scoreless for nearly 4 minutes. CSUB 29, CSUN 17. No TJ Starks out there right now for the Matadors. Atten Wright on the right side. Dribbles to the top of the circle. Wright trying to break it down. Step back 15-footer, too strong, but he gets the offensive rebound. Off to Amon Anderson, double clutch, can't finish. Defensive rebound comes down to Czar Perry for CSUB, racing up the left sideline. In and out, this is Tajay Moore, lays it up and in.
Right now the Matadors are missing some shots that they shouldn't, and attacking the rim and scoring are the runners. So this is a case where the runners have really come out ready. They lost 2 games to Bakersfield. They do not want to lose to the Matadors.
31-17, here's Brown, left angle for Amon Anderson. Anderson looks good. He looks really confident and really fluid. Left corner, Wright dribbles up to the wing for CSUN. They trail by 14. Atten, right corner. Herrick misfires. No, he doesn't. It dances around and it comes down.
He misfired, but it went in for him. It's almost like getting a bank shot because it banked all around the rim and finally fell in.
It hit the left side of the iron, bounced way up high, then kind of nestled down and bounced around right, left, right, and dropped through. 31-20, and that was an extreme 3, AZ. Left corner, this is Easter for CSUB. Resets with Perry on the left side, off to the right wing to McCall. McCall attacking the paint, spins, kicks back to the right wing. 3 from Easter, misfires to the left side. Defensive rebound on Demania for CSUN.
Big, strong defensive rebound by Demania.
Festus looks about as active as I've seen him in 2 months. Left of center, this is Herrick for CSUN. Hand off to Amon Anderson. Anderson working against McCall, the senior guarding the freshman. Left side, Darius Brown. He loses the ball again. Taken away from him by Easter. Here's McCall off to Tajay Moore. Back to McCall for the jam.
Darius Brown has 4 turnovers in the first half. That has never happened, and the Matadors can't win if Darius is turning.
I don't know if he's had a game this year where he's had 4 turnovers, Alan.
I agree.
33-20, CSUB by 13, under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Left wing Amon Anderson, silky smooth 3, in and out, no. Defensive rebound, Ritas for CSUB. Sprinting into the front court. All the way down is Moore, off to McCall, who lays it up and in.
Timeout called by the Matadors. Coach Godfrey had no choice. He had to call a timeout just before the 8-minute immediate timeout.
I mean, this is a team, AZ, that averages 69 points a game. They're already halfway there. We still got 4 minutes to play in the first half. We'll step aside and come right back. Matadors basketball, CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level.
Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
CSUN Matadors Athletics would like to thank Dr. Dominic Sisto and the LA Orthopedic Institute for their continued support. The LA Orthopedic Institute is one of California's most respected sports medicine practices with a philosophy rooted in faster rehabilitation and recovery. The LA Orthopedic Institute has offices in Sherman Oaks and Palmdale. For more information, go to laortho.org.
Allen and Gazal back. Matadors trail this one 35-20. Can they turn this around, AC?
Yes, they can turn it around, but it'll have to be on the defensive end, and they'll have to start rebounding. I mean, the Matadors are giving up 59% shooting. 16 of 27 are the runners, and the Matadors are shooting 35%, 8 of 23. Matadors 4 of 12 from behind the arc, 33%. 3 of 6 are the runners. So right now the Matadors, it's the zone defense that they're actually doing a good job moving in the zone, trying to do well in the zone, but they are not being able to get defensive rebounds. And the shots are falling right now for the runners.
And CSUN is one of their last 11. And if you're going to play against CSUB, somebody's got to shoot. Remember I told you they're going to need Merkvaladze and Anderson to combine for about 20 points if they can win tonight. Anderson has 3, Merkvaladze has 5, so they're kind of there. But Darius Brown scoreless in the first half, Atten Wright scoreless in the first half.
You know, they've been starting Atten Wright, but I think that maybe, in my opinion, you might want to just start Anderson. Atten Wright is an offensive player, but he seems to do pretty well coming off the bench scoring. When he starts, he doesn't score it as well, Ghazal. I don't understand why.
Darius Brown, TJ Starks on the floor with Amon Anderson, Alex Merkvaladze, and Festus Andemania for CSUN. Here's the press look for CSUB. They get the ball to Festus in the middle of the floor, back to Alex. Now they get it off to Brown. Sean Williams will escort him up the floor on the left side for CSUB. CSUN with the ball down 15. Right wing Amon Anderson. Get it back in front, nearly stolen by McCall. Starks, high post left side. Merkvaladze gives it right back to TJ. The jumper is short from the left side. Defensive rebound McCall for CSUB. Racing up the floor. What a hesitation move. Tajay Moore all the way coast to coast.
Well, that's just horrific defense. I mean, all he did was just as if he were just Matador standing still, and he just went around each Matador that was standing in place.
Under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Matadors now held scoreless for the last 2 minutes after a 4-minute scoreless one earlier. The three-pointer, long two, right of center from TJ Starks goes down to break the run.
I don't know how long the Matadors are going to stay in zone defense, but at some point maybe they'll have to go man-to-man, Ghazal. And I think they're going to go man-to-man now, it looks like, maybe.
McCall on the right side. And a timeout, Rod Barnes with 3:23 to play in the first half. We burned the timeout, AZ. So what do you think? What's Rod Barnes going to talk about?
That's kind of surprising. I mean, the Matadors finally get 2 points, and it took a very tough shot by TJ Starks to make it. And I think Coach Barnes was upset that the Matadors scored. So he called timeout because on the offensive end, everything is going fine. He's probably going to design a play to get inside if the Matadors are still in the zone. But I don't think he liked the fact that Starks was able to knock down a jump shot. Matadors really, really struggling, though, on the offensive end. They actually are getting some pretty decent looks. But when you play a good defensive team, sometimes you're shocked when you're open and you kind of rush your shot thinking somebody's going to come from behind and maybe block it.
Sean Williams on the floor with DeMonte Buckingham, the big fella in the middle, Ronnie Reedus. Cameron Smith out there with Justin McCall. Those are the 5 for CSUB. They'll have the basketball. Brown, Starks, Anderson, Merkvaladze, Andemania for CSUN. 37-22, CSUB by 15 as we near 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Here's Williams in front, lobs it inside for Reedus. Reedus turns to the basket and lays it up and in.
Yeah, Reedus is not a scorer, but that was so easy. He was right underneath the basket, no resistance at all. So this is the first time the Matadors in a long time, they really are playing some porous defense.
So we're 3 minutes to go in the first half. Matadors down 17. No free throws have been shot. So here's Starks bringing the ball up the floor against Williams, using the arm to kind of fend him off. Left side, Brown for CSUN. About 28 feet out on the left angle is Darius. Left corner to TJ Starks. Here's a screen from Andemania. Instead, an 18-footer skips over the rim. Tapped up. Merkvaladze looked like he got a hand on it, but it comes out to McCall on the right baseline for CSUB. Right back the other way are the runners. Left of center, McCall. Leaves on the left wing for Buckingham. Williams wheels left, now moves back to the right side on the dribble as the shot clock evaporates to 10. Off to Reedus. Reedus drops it underneath, laid up and in. Check that. That was Cameron Smith to Reedus. Big to big.
Too easy. I mean, the Matadors now on man-to-man, and they're shredding the man-to-man defense.
10-2 run for Bakersfield over the last 3.5 minutes. It's a 19-point lead for the runners. In front, here's Starks, high post, right side. Andemania right back to TJ on the right baseline. TJ against Williams. Right wing, Andemania takes a dribble, trying to step through the short jumper short off the front rim. Defensive rebound comes down to Smith. Looked like he turned an ankle.
I think he just lost his shoe.
Angle left on the near side. Buckingham. They'll reset front court left with Sean Williams, will the runners. CSUB with the ball up 41-22. Williams in front. Right of center, waiting for the screen. Rolls down the left side. Left corner, Buckingham for three, and that's money.
Well, you've got to stay attached to Buckingham, and right now I think that the runners are feeling so good about playing at home and playing a team that doesn't guard very well, and they are just exploiting every defensive presence the Matadors are throwing at them.
44-22. Front court left, TJ Starks hands it off to Brown. Darius in front. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock for CSUN. Here's the hedge by Reedus. Right wing, Merck Baladze with one to shoot, couldn't get it off. Violation for the Matadors.
You know, when Darius Brown II is struggling to even get inside to the top of the key, you know that's great defense. Darius is an excellent penetrator, and the defense is so tough, he's not able to go anywhere. I actually think they should take Darius Brown out of the game. He's got 2 personal fouls. I think he should be out of the ball game right now. I don't know if the staff realizes that.
Tajay Moore back for CSUB, under a minute to play. Runners 44, CSUN 22. Rod Barnes calling out a play. Front court left, about 40 feet out. Sean Williams on the dribble, waiting for the screen. Here comes Smith. To his left on the dribble is Williams. Bounce pass, free throw line. Extra pass, Tajay Moore. The runner by McCall, 2 and 1.
He was going to slam dunk it and realized he couldn't slam it over Merck Baladze, so he held it in the air and then softly put it in. And because Merck Baladze was inside the parabola, gave him a little body, it's an and 1. Matadors trailing big, and this is a different defensive team. You're down 20-plus points against Bakersfield. You're in a world of hurt.
McCall, 8.5 points per game, goes to the free throw line. He's 5 for 5 from the floor, make it 11, and it's a 47-22 game, a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes for CSUB. Matadors earlier had about a 4.5-minute scoreless streak, so 7.5 minutes in the first half, they've been held scoreless. Substituting early and often is Rod Barnes for CSUB. Matadors left to right. Fidelis Okereke checks back in, the 6'6 freshman. Ronnie Reedus, the 6'9 senior from San Diego, back in for CSUB. Brown front court left to the right of the logo. On the dribble, now moves left. Attacking the paint and rejected by McCall.
McCall said, look, you thought you had me beat. I was just waiting with my length for you to release the shot.
McCall's dad, Greg, is the women's head coach here at CSUB. He's a local kid, played high school ball right here in Bakersfield. And Greg McCall, also a member of the 1991 Final Four CSUB Division II team. Starks left of center with 5 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock for the Matadors. The desperation 3, no. And another shot clock violation with 3 1/10 of a second. And basically, the defensive intensity of CSUB has the Matadors a little discombobulated.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. I would just say right now the defense is taking the Matadors to the woodshed and not letting them out.
A 24-5 run over the last 10 minutes, AZ. Matadors shooting 32%. You know, they started the game, I think they were 6 of their first 11, which means they're 3 of their last 17.
You know, I think right now the Matadors didn't understand the kind of intense defense that they were going to face. They haven't faced the kind of man-to-man pressure defense that the runners are showing them. Darius Brown with 4 turnovers in the first half, and as you and I'm
going to look it up. I don't think he's had 4 turnovers in a game all season.
And the Matadors are just allowing them to bring the ball to half court. They're going to have plenty of time to get a shot off. I don't understand this. It's 3 seconds left. They let him just bring it all the way in.
Williams with the deep NBA 3, no. Okereke with a defensive rebound, and the first half mercifully comes to an end. 47-22, CSUB running it up a little bit on CSUN, Allen. What do you think?
Running it up a lot, Ghazal, and I'm looking at Coach Gottfried. He's still sitting in the chair as if to say, wait a minute, fellas, something is not right. I've got to sit here a little bit to think about what I'm going to tell you and say to you when I get in the locker room.
Matadors trail 47-22. When we come back, we'll bring you the halftime show from Northridge Toyota. This is Matadors basketball from the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
It's game time, Matador fans, and at Northridge Toyota, it's game on. With over 700 new, certified, and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, they're sure to have one that's just right for you. Come in and see why Northridge Toyota is the fastest growing Toyota dealership in the San Fernando Valley. Northridge Toyota, big enough to count, small enough to care. Located on Nordoff across the street from the Northridge Mall, and proud supporters of CSUN Athletics. Go Matadors!
It's not just a haircut, it's an authentic experience with True Barbershop. Book your appointment now at truebarbershopinc.com. True Barbershop is committed to serving the community and have partnered with the Matadors to unite the Valley one haircut at a time. With a team of 8 professional and qualified licensed barbers, True Barbershop can service all ages from kids to seniors to retired and military. True Barbershop is located at 9229 Reseda Boulevard in Northridge and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics.
What happened to us? We used to gather in proud arenas. Now we're watching March Madness while stuck in work holes.
Loser.
Jerk. Or shoved in man caves. We've been left alone with a DVR replay while trying not to wake the baby. Enough! Let's make our Fanchesters proud and follow the tribe to B-dubs so we can fill our beers, crush all the wings, and pound every single game. You want madness? That's March Madness. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
We're sure that's going to go down tonight because Jerry's sixth in rebounds with 332, and first in assists with 394 assists and 119 steals. So right now, Matadors trailing at the half, 47 to 22. Just one of those particular ball games where the Matadors have just struggled offensively, and defensively they haven't showed up so far. The Matadors stat report is presented to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings located at 9301 Tampa Boulevard in Northridge. Save time by ordering takeout on the website from their to-go favorites menu. The 20-20 and the 15-15 wings combo are still available for a limited time. Matadors, as I mentioned, trailing 47 to 22. It's just one of those ball games where the Matadors weren't quite ready for the defensive intensity that they were going to get from this runner squad. The Runners, one of the better defensive teams in the conference, and the Matadors, not a great defensive team, but they're much better than what they're displaying this first half. Shooting 63.6% are the Runners, and Gazal, as we were just talking, I was talking with the audience. Matadors.
What happened to us? We used to gather in proud arenas. Now we're watching March Madness while stuck in work holes.
Loser.
Jerk. Or shoved in man caves. We've been left alone with a DVR replay while trying not to wake the baby. Enough! Let's make our Fanchesters proud and follow the tribe to B-dubs so we can fill our beers, crush all the wings, and pound every single game.
Test, 1, 2, 3,
you want
test.
madness? That's March Madness. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence...
Oh, sorry about that, AZ. I thought I lost you for a second there. But sum it up for me. What do you think first half here?
Well, I think that the Matadors weren't prepared to really understand what they were going to face in the defensive pressure of the Runners, and I think they came out thinking that everything was going to be fine, that they could run their offense, and maybe that zone defense would bear fruit for them because it did against Hawaii last week. But right now, the Runners are just, they really are living up to their name. They are road runners. They're getting up and down the court, getting everything that they want offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I think, the Matadors shooting 32% in the first half, just scoring 22 points. I think you're ready for that. What you weren't ready for is a team that shot 37% against Santa Barbara last Saturday to come out in the first half, 21 of 33, nearly 64% from the floor, 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. Out-rebounding the Matadors 19 to 12, 12 assists to just 4 turnovers in the first half. And the stat report from Buffalo Wild Wings, located at 9301 Tampa Boulevard. Let's start, AZ, with CSUB. 6 points for Ronnie Reedus. He's got 3 rebounds in 17 minutes. Sean Williams ran the point well. 7 points in 15 minutes. He also had 4 assists and a steal. Justin Edler-Davis played just 6 minutes because he was in foul trouble. He had 3 points on a 3-point basket. Czar Perry started the first half. He had played 12 minutes, 2 assists, hasn't scored yet. DeMonte Buckingham in 8 minutes, very efficient, 9 points for him and 3 rebounds off the bench. Ray Somerville, a cameo, played 3 minutes, did not score. Cameron Smith, or Bino Smith, 11 minutes for him, 4 points, 4 rebounds. Tajay Moore back. He missed last weekend with a stomach bug. 9 minutes, he's limited minutes, but 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He's been very efficient. Graylin Easter, 8 minutes, hasn't scored, but has an assist and a steal. And how about Justin McCall, Allen? 11 minutes, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 of 5 from the floor, and just everything clicking for CSUB. We mentioned shooting 64% from the floor against CSUN. They have 14 points off a turnover, so just 2 for the Matadors, and they're still outscoring the Matadors 8-0 in second chance points. That's a 20-point differential in those hustle points.
Yeah, and the Matadors are trailing by 25, so everything that matters when it comes to hustling, rebounding, defending, just playing with the intensity, that's what you're getting from the runners. And the Matadors right now, they're a team that is totally on their heels. They look like a team that said, wow, these guys are really fast, these guys are really strong, and we just weren't ready for it. And the 25-point differential proves that.
So I looked it up. Darius Brown, his most turnovers on the season before today were 3 against Hawaii in an overtime game last Saturday, but he also had 10 assists in that game. Darius 0 for 4 in the first half, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 4 turnovers, which is like a season for him. And we know, and we've talked to Coach Gottfried about it, and I've talked to you about it, this team is a different team when Darius is playing well, and he's having some trouble. And other teams are going to focus on him. That's what other teams are going to do now.
But other teams, for the Matadors' sake, they don't have the type of defensive intensity and toughness that the runners do. But the Matadors are going to have to, I'm not worried about Darius. Darius will figure it out. I mean, if he doesn't figure it out tonight, he'll get a chance to sleep on it and maybe be better tomorrow. But I think for the Matadors, they've got kind of like the deer in the headlights effect going on, and they've got to snap out of it and start playing some defense. This is not a great shooting team, the Roadrunners. They're just not a great shooting team. But look, if you give them practice shots with the intensity of a game, they're going to make the shots, and they are. So right now, I'd like to see the Matadors come out in this second half and show me a little bit more fight on the defensive side.
11 points for TJ Starks in 17 minutes, 5 of 10 from the floor. He had the first 9 points for CSUN. Alex Verk-Maladze, 5 points, 2 rebounds in 16 minutes. Fidel Zokarike, 8 minutes, did not score. Atten Wright, 14 minutes, did not score. Festus Andemania, 7 minutes, did not score, did get 2 rebounds, and I like the energy. Festus looks like, now people don't know, he had a great game against Pepperdine on December 12th. I think he had 12 and 7. He played 30 minutes, and then he got sick. He had this, the eye thing going on, and he just wasn't healthy, and then the Matadors went on the pause, so he couldn't come back and practice, and it was a whole thing. And Festus hasn't looked like himself all year. The 7 minutes he played in the first half, at least on the defensive side, he finally kind of looked like himself.
Right. I mean, the fact that he just played with a lot of energy, and you could tell that he was going to give everything that he had. And this might be absolutely perfect for him to play against a physical team that the officials really are kind of letting him play. This might be absolutely perfect to get him back to the way Festus loves to play.
3 points for Amon Anderson on a 3-point basket, 2 rebounds as well for Amon in his 13 minutes. Brendan Herrick with a 3-point bucket in his 8 minutes. The Matadors 9 of 28 from the floor, 32%, 4 of 12 from beyond the arc, 33%, being out-rebounded 19-12, 6 assists to 8 turnovers, also not very good in the first half for CSUN. The Matadors trail by a score of 47-22. We'll jump now to the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by True Barbershop, located at 9229 Reseda Boulevard and at TrueBarbershopInc.com. You can still book an appointment through the website. It's owned by Matador alumni, and they support Matadors basketball greatly. a couple of finals actually from today. Earlier today, UC Davis knocked off Cal Poly. That game was played at Mott Athletic Center, 69-61. So the Aggies now pull up another victory. Cal Poly drops another one in Big West play. Irvine all over UCSD, 80-55. That was at the Brent Center. 29 points, 10 rebounds, and an assist for Colin Velp, who's heating up. And then about to get underway in about 10 minutes, UC Santa Barbara and UC Riverside at the SRC Arena. It's an ESPN2 game. And then later tonight, Long Beach State is on the island at the Stan Sheriff Center against Hawaii.
Later tonight there's going to be some really important games in the conference that's going to determine, some seeding, so to speak. And, it's something about this Big West. Everybody can literally line up against anybody else and beat them. Santa Barbara's kind of, shown that they're the head and shoulders so far ahead of everybody. But the very first two games of the conference season, they lost to Irvine. So this is just going to be a wide open Big West tournament.
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, if you're CSUN especially, you're just disappointed. Coming off, you had some momentum against Hawaii, and then the CSUB kind of took it all out of the sails here in the first half. But 47-22 at the half. Thanks for joining us on Matador's Halftime presented by Northridge Toyota. Alan and I are back with the second half after this. Matador's basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level.
Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Where's Northridge Toyota? It's where I come to get great deals on my favorite cars. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I get impeccable service with a smile. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I go to feel at home.
Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where they have 64 service bays to fix any problem.
Northridge Toyota, your neighborhood Toyota dealership.
Northridge Toyota is located at 19550 Nordoff and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics.
Icardo Center in Bakersfield. CSUN trails this one 47-22. There was a number of, they don't have them up anymore, the Division II days for CSUB were pretty impressive here. They won 3 national championships in 93, 94, and 97, but also made the final in 1990, Final Four in 91 and 92 as well. Greg McCall, Justin's dad, played on that 90-91 Final Four team. There's some little tidbits for you about the Bakersfield success. So obviously the coach was Pat Douglas, who later went on to coach at UC Irvine. And there was a little bit of a rivalry now. CSUN turned Division I in 1990, so it was kind of the end tail of that. But back in the late 80s, Pete Cassidy, and before Douglas got there, they a little bit of a rivalry, and it would get physical between these two teams. But in 1990, so CSUB makes the Division II final in Springfield, Mass., and they lose to Kentucky Wesleyan. Now, I know a little bit about Kentucky Wesleyan because my man Jonathan Moore was on that team, and it was coached by a gentleman named Wayne Chapman. Wayne Chapman's son is Rex Chapman, who played at Kentucky and in the NBA and is now a bit of an influencer on the web. And then when Pat Douglas's team repeated in 1994, they beat Southern Indiana, coached by Bruce Pearl. And the next year, Southern Indiana won the Division II national championship. They beat another team that would eventually find their way into the Big West, UC Riverside.
It's something how you can, when you're a powerhouse Division II program, you're just a slim, a few players away from being a very good Division I program. And so the story of Bakersfield just proves that. And then as Bakersfield has been in Division I, I mean, look, Coach Barnes has done an excellent job with this program and taking them to an NCAA tournament, and then, of course, going to the NIT and getting to the Final Four in an NIT. So
I tell you what, we've discussed this jokingly, but they're so happy to be in the Big West.
As they should be.
They're so happy to be in the Big West.
And right now they're taking it out on the Matadors. It's kind of like they're joyous and they're saying we're happy and, well, we're making shots and we're guarding. But Ghazal and fans listening, tonight the Matadors are catching the best of Bakersfield. Bakersfield did not like losing 2 in a row to the Gauchos, and they are home where they have almost an 85% winning percentage. This is always going to be tough for the Matadors. So the Matadors right now are really getting a lesson, but let's hope they learn from this lesson that they're getting so far tonight. Got a second half of play. I want to see how the Matadors come out and fight.
CSUN basketball, Brown, Anderson, Starks, Okereke, Merck-Baladze on the floor. And I think this will be the rotation going forth, AZ. Darius to the right wing for Anderson, guarded by Williams. Between the circles, here's Merck-Baladze. Merck-Baladze, one dribble, leaves for Brown outside left. Left baseline, Okereke, back to Starks in front, nearly stolen by McCall. They have McCall marking Starks. Right side, Amon Anderson for CSUN, shot clock down to 10. Into the corner, Merck-Baladze for 3, short off the right side. Defensive rebound, Sean Williams, left to right for CSUB. Outside left, and a whistle underneath. Reedus and Okereke fighting for position. I believe they got Fidelis.
Yeah, Fidelis that time was really manhandling Reedus. And the Matadors on the offensive end, the defense is really good, Ghazal. I mean, they've not faced anybody playing defense like the Runners. The Runners are really playing excellent defense.
Perry, Williams, Edler Davis, McCall, and Reedus on the floor for the Runners. Here's Czar Perry in front. He's the 6'2 senior from El Dorado, Arkansas. Weaves to the right wing. Now crosses back over. Outside left, McCall, the Bakersfield kid. Williams with a quick touch, left baseline to Reedus. Back into the corner, 3 for Williams, and goes down.
Yeah, the Matadors got in the zone, and because you have a 25-point lead, 3-point shots are so easy to take.
Williams from St. Louis, Missouri. The transfer from Kansas State makes it a 50-22 game. And a whistle on Edler Davis. That's number 3. Poor guy can't buy a break. He's the only Bakersfield road runner who's not able to buy a break tonight.
Well, they've had enough breaks. I mean, leading the Matadors by 28 points. The breaks have gone their way. And the Matadors right now are a team that they're just going to have to fight. I'm going to see the toughness that they have. They're going to have to fight their way through this.
Brown with the leaner off the pass from Anderson. Off the inbound, lays it up, and in his first points of the game, CSUB 50, CSUN 24. Under 19 minutes to play in regulation. So Edler Davis leaves the ball game. Right of center, here's Perry. To the top of the circle, drops it off to Bino Smith. They circle it around to the left side. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Smith. Now it rolls out to Czar Perry, trying to put it into the corner, stolen by Darius Brown. Brown's got Starks, he'll lob it up for him, and it's pinned on the glass. It'll be a goaltend. Reedus protecting the rim, but Starks had already laid it off the window.
How about that? I mean, when you can throw a lob pass to a 6'2 guard and feel confident that he's going to catch it and finish it, that's pretty nice.
50-26, CSUB by 24. Angle left on the far side, Perry weaves to the right. Right corner, Williams for CSUB. Back to Perry on the right wing, dribbling to the left side, knee-high. Outside left, Justin McCall for CSUB. Brown causing some trouble there. Here's Perry to the top of the circle, kicks to the right side for McCall. McCall right wing 3. Left side of the rim, no. Defensive rebound, Okereke for CSUN.
Nice defensive rebound by the youngster, Fidelis.
CSUB 50, CSUN 26. Brown dribbling in front. Reverses to the right wing, Merck-Baladze thinks about the 3. Drops it onto the baseline for Okereke against Reedus. He turns and faces Reedus, shuts him off. Out to the right wing for Alex. Alex to the basket. He's shut off by Reedus as well. Back out to Okereke. 17-footer right back in his face. Off to Merck-Baladze. Nice job by Okereke to recover and dime it down to Merck-Baladze, who lays it up and in from the right baseline.
He got the shot blocked but didn't panic, and very smartly, once it came back in his hands, found an open Matador and Merck-Baladze. And the Matadors right now, defensively, that zone defense is tightened up a little bit.
So it's 50-28, and timeout Rod Barnes with 17:20 to play here in regulation. And we talked in the open about the connection between Rod Barnes and Mark Gottfried. When Coach was at Alabama and Coach Barnes was at Ole Miss, Gottfried got the best of him. Coach Hat was 9-7 against Barnes. But you know who was even more successful was Coach Herrick. When Coach Herrick was at Georgia, they played Barnes, and he was 4-0 against Barnes. Now, this was when the SEC had split off, so Ole Miss was in the SEC West, and Georgia was in the SEC East. They'd only play once a year.
You know, and I believe someone mentioned to me that that 4-0 mark that Coach Herrick has against Coach Barnes, that he was at Georgia State at the time. Were you able to check to see if it was a...
No. This is Georgia and Ole Miss.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they might have played at Georgia State as well. But I think because Coach Herrick left Georgia in 2003. But Coach Barnes didn't get the Georgia State job till 2007.
Okay.
So there wouldn't have been a connection.
How about that? I mean,
now the other Bakersfield connection, you mentioned Coach Herrick, Bakersfield Blaze.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, before the ball game, everyone wanted to talk to Coach Herrick because he's got friends here. People know him, and so, this coaching business, if you've been around long enough, you're going to run into folks that you played against or coached against, and a lot of respect, as I mentioned earlier, that these two teams have for each other. And Matadors, so far, settling down and able to cut into that 25-point halftime deficit a little bit. And I would just like to see the Matadors, if they're going to play zone, because it looks like they're going to be forced to. I don't think they can keep the runners out of the lane. Otherwise, they're going to have to really dig in and get a body on someone when the ball goes up to continue to grab defensive rebounds.
50-28, CSUB with a big lead on CSUN.
Darius Brown with 4 turnovers. I bet he's saying to himself in the first half, he's probably saying, look, okay, I'm done with turnovers for the night. I'm going to be solid with this basketball, and I'm going to really, really make sure I get the ball to some shooters.
Darius, his freshman year, was 9th in the nation in assist-to-turnover ratio, and then last year 12th. He came into the games this weekend first.
And unfortunately, he's going to lose that spot.
Yeah.
He'll still be in the top 10, though.
Williams, Perry, Edler Davis back in for CSUB. Reedus in there, and Bino Smith. Here's Williams in front, swings to the right wing for Edler Davis. Williams dribbles to the left wing. Between the circles, back to Sean Williams. Right wing, Czar Perry for CSUB. 8 to shoot for the runners. Edler Davis, long 3 out of the right corner. No good. Defensive rebound taken away from Okereke by Sean Williams. A fresh 20 for CSUB.
Yeah, Reedus slapped the ball out of Okereke's hands, and it went right to Williams.
Czar Perry on the right wing, dribbling into the right corner. That's Tajay Moore, and now this time, tit for tat, taken away from Edler Davis by Okereke. Brown right to left for CSUN. Matadors trail 50-28. Under 17 minutes to play in regulation. Okereke underneath, right wing. Here's Brown. Gets the ball to Fidelis on the right baseline, out to TJ Starks for CSUN. Starks one-on-one against Czar Perry. Down the right side of the lane, spins to his left, gets to the left hand, off the window, yes, he wanted the and one.
If he gets to his left hand, it's very difficult to stop him from scoring.
50-30, CSUB leads CSUN. CSUB basketball. Right wing, Perry. Left wing, Edler Davis steps into the 3 short front rim. The long rebound comes out, fighting for it underneath. Perry comes up with it. Throws it away, racing for it is Brown. They're going to touch it, it'll go over and back. Andy Cohen will give the ball to the Matadors as we'll take it a break here with 15:49 to play in regulation. CSUB 50, CSUN 30. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level.
Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
Icardo Center in Bakersfield. I'm Cazal. He's Allen. 50-30. CSUB leads CSUN. It'll be Matadors basketball with 15:49 to play in regulation.
Matadors have outscored the Runners by 5 in less than 5 minutes. So that's a good sign. Now, look, if you continue to maybe outscore them by 5 to 7 points each, 5 minutes, maybe the last 5 minutes of the game, you're within maybe like 8 points. So my math is terrible, but the Matadors could be right there. But that's a hard ask.
It's the rope-a-dope, AZ. You gotta be in there long enough to where you can unleash that haymaker, like that night in Zaire back in 1974.
Yeah, if they were able to come back and beat this great defensive team after trailing by 25 points, that might be the biggest upset ever.
Amon Anderson on the floor. He will inbound the ball, take it from Andy Cohn. DeMonte Buckingham, the 6'4" redshirt senior from Richmond, back for CSUB. He'll guard the inbounder. Catch and shoot from Starks, and that goes down.
That's a nice inbound play for Starks. I think they thought that he was going to keep running and they would get the ball to Darius Brown. That's what normally happens on that inbound play.
50-32 CSUB with the basketball. In front, Williams. Right wing, McCall for the Runners. Bounce pass left of center for Williams. Wrap around, foul line extended. The 18-foot jumper skips over the rim. Defensive rebound, Merk-Veladze for CSUN. Starks left to right for the Matadors. Starks, Brown on the floor with Anderson, Okereke, and Fidel Merk-Veladze, and a three-pointer right of center from Starks, who's feeling it.
Well, Starks got the screen from Merk-Veladze, and no one hedged, and so he said, look, I just hit a mid-range jump shot. I can hit this three.
So Starks heating up for the Matadors. TJ has 20 already. 50-35. Matadors trail by 15. Runners basketball. The left wing, Williams. Right wing, here's three from Tajay Moore. Is short to the right side. The rebound tapped around, out of bounds, over to CSUN.
You know, it matters when you can get defensive rebounds, and now those three-pointers that were falling so easily for the Runners aren't falling so easily now because the Matadors on a little bit of run. They've knocked off 10 points, Gazal, in less than 6 minutes.
So Williams goes to the bench. Czar Perry back for CSUB. Tajay Moore also to the bench. Re-entering the game is Bino Smith, the 6'7" junior from Okalana, Mississippi. Matadors basketball, they're down 15. Merk-Veladze between the rings, working against Smith. Backdoor cut, Anderson. Anderson, nice wraparound pass to Okereke. Who'll finish with authority.
That was excellent passing from the top to the bottom.
Matadors have trimmed the lead down to 13. They themselves are on a 15-0 run. Near 14 minutes to play in regulation. Here's Nottingham. Right corner, McCall. Back Czar Perry on the right side. Left of center, Nottingham looking inside. Perry, 9 to shoot on the left side. Weaves to the right. Reverse to the left side. Attacking on the baseline underneath. Extra pass to Nottingham, and he lays it up and in, ending the 15-0 run.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. The one thing about being down by 28 points, at some point, even when you make a run, it gets very, very difficult to stop the other team forever.
Darius Brown underneath, under some heavy traffic, loses the basketball. I think he wanted a call. Back the other way, Justin McCall, and the offensive foul.
Wow, and Barnes is not going to like that because Batso was standing right there and away from the play, calling that.
Kurt Walker made the call.
The call. Wow, and I don't blame Coach for that. I mean, Rick Batso was standing right there.
He can't yell too much. Only the second team foul for CSUB here in the second half. The first on McCall. Matadors down 52-37. CSUN basketball. Brown right to left. Met at midcourt by Czar Perry. Right side, Brown underneath. Left wing, Anderson catch and shoot three. And that nestles down.
That was a nice going inside and kicking it back outside. So the Matadors are within 12 with 13 minutes and 15 seconds left of regulation.
Front court left, Perry. Right of center, Nottingham for CSUB. Matadors on a 17-2 run. Perry in front. Left of center, Nottingham by 22 feet out. Left corner, McCall with a quick touch. Here's Perry. Right wing Nottingham, 7 to shoot. Right corner McCall, the three-pointer is off. Smith with the offensive rebound, knocked away from him. Perry gets it back, he's denied. Matadors come away with it. Merck Veladze is fouled at midcourt by Nottingham.
That was very smart foul by Buckingham. He did a wonderful job.
Sorry, Buckingham.
The Matadors were going to have a chance to have a 2-on-1 fast break, so he wisely fouled.
12:47 to play in regulation. The Matadors, who trailed, was it 20? Was it 28? 28, yeah, 28 points. 28. They're now a three-pointer from making it single digits. Anderson, bounce pass between the circles. Starks to the right side. TJ on the wing. TJ dribbling into the paint. Now resets, nearly loses the basketball, runs it down near midcourt, gets it off to Darius. Darius into the lane. Darius, the leaner. It's going to be short. Okereke, though, with a hand on it. Gets it out to Anderson, out of bounds, off of Buckingham, stays with CSUN.
Well, that was fortunate because of Anderson's desire just to hustle for that basketball, knocking it off.
Anderson, makes things happen. You can see the IQ there. Played at Lusinger, so you're not going to get on the court at Lusinger if you're not a smart player.
Well, he's a smart player, and he plays hard, too. I think that Anderson probably has earned himself a starting spot next game.
So Buckingham leaves for CSU. No, he'll stay. Looked like Buckingham was going to leave. Instead, it's McCall who leaves in favor of Sean Williams. Williams, the redshirt sophomore, from St. Louis. And a whistle and a foul out high. Czar Perry fouls TJ Starks.
Yes, TJ got a running start, and Czar Perry knew that TJ had his way with him, so he smartly fouled him.
Fourth foul on the runners, first on Perry. Matadors inbound, right sideline. So Brown near midcourt, working against Sean Williams. Terminates his dribble, looking for some help. Needs help. Outside right, quick touch for Anderson, right back to Darius. 6 to shoot for the Matadors. Here's the lob for Okereke, no. The ball comes down, squirts out to the free throw line to Buckingham. Buckingham, long pass ahead to Perry on the right wing for Bakersfield. Right of center, Williams reverses it, angle left on the far side to Buck. The runners up 12, 52-40, under 12 minutes to play in the first half. Right wing, Buckingham, catch and shoot, misses. The ball hits the floor, and the offensive rebound collected by Sean Williams for CSUB.
The Matadors a little tired, though, Gazal. That's why they weren't able to grab that defensive board.
Right corner, here's the jumper. Yes, Reedus.
When you get Reedus to hit a jump shot, that's a big bucket for the runners.
54-40, the air coming out of it a little bit for the Matadors. They'll drop it down to Okereke. Okereke against the big fella. Little hook shot, dances on the back iron, defensive rebound, Buckingham for CSUB. Left to right, Perry, back to Buckingham, right corner, and that goes down. Cameron Bino Smith with the short jumper to make it a 16-point game.
Yeah, the Matadors have got it to 12, and they're going to have to call timeout. They're just winded, Gazal. Look, they've made a run, but you're down so big, even when you make a double-digit run, you're going to run out of gas.
11:06 to play in regulation. CSUB 56, CSUN 40. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I come to get great deals on my favorite cars. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I get impeccable service with a smile. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I go to feel at home.
Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where they have 64 service bays to fix any problem.
Northridge Toyota, your neighborhood Toyota dealership.
Northridge Toyota is located at 19550 Nordoff and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics. Hey Matadors, the Sundial is here to keep you connected to all things CSUN. As the student-run campus news outlet, we aim to be the voice of you, the CSUN community. The Sundial publishes fresh content online daily and timeless, community-focused stories in print every Wednesday. Check us out on the web at dailysundial.com or follow us on Twitter at Daily Sundial and on Instagram at The Sundial.
Matador is trying to get back in this one, AZ. It's 56-40 in favor of CSUB, 11:06 to play. They need another run. They had a 15-0 run. You know, I don't want 15 at this point. If they get a 10-0 run going here, it'll change things around a little bit.
Or if they could even get like an 8-0 run to get it under double digits, like in the next 4 to 5 minutes, they'll feel really good only being down less than double digits with about 8 minutes left in regulation. So the Matador defense is picking it up, but they were able to give up an offensive board, and so that's going to be at least 10 second chance points for the runners. But when you get tired, Ghazal, that's the first thing that goes is your ability to really explode, to get to a ball that you want to get to, but your legs say you're not moving this time as fast as you'd like.
Second half thus far, CSUB 4 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. So they have come back to the mean on that one. The Matadors 8 of 12 from the floor, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. But the turnover is an issue. 8 turnovers for the full game for CSUB. The Matadors have 5 just here in the second half.
Yeah, the turnovers are hurting them, but it's good defense by the runner. So the Matadors are facing a team that really guards, and Starks looks like his back is bothering him a little bit. He's really done a lot of scoring. He's played some pretty good defense, and I just hope this just a little stiffness. He'll be okay.
Brown, Starks, Atten Wright in for CSUN, along with Festus Andemania, and then Merck Veladze stays on the floor for the Matadors. Right wing Starks for the Matadors, hands it to DB2. Darius now with a double team. Backs off, squared up by Williams. Underneath for Merck Veladze to the basket, strong. Did he hit the shot? I don't think he hit the shot.
He did not, but Somerville made sure he didn't make the shot.
So Ray Somerville, the 6'10" redshirt freshman, crashed into Merck Veladze, and now Alex goes to the free throw line.
Well, that was a beautifully designed play out of the timeout by the Matadors. A lot of misdirection. You thought that it was going to be a shot taken by TJ Starks, but the entire time they were just trying to set a back screen to get an open look for Merck Veladze.
2 shots coming up for Alex, and the first one is too strong off the back iron. The first free throw the Matadors have shot on the evening.
Yeah, and free throws are so important, especially when you don't get very many. He'll need to knock down this one.
Second one goes down for Alex. Pay that man his money, and it's 56-41 in favor of CSUB, under 11 minutes to play in regulation. Perry on the floor with Sean Williams, Bino Smith, Buckingham, and Somerville for CSUB. Left side, this is Perry. Here's the floater, no. Tapped up, and Darius Brown gets the ball. I think Festus got a hand on it. Atten Wright, left side, gets the pass from Brown. Back to Merck Veladze, lets fly from 3. Short off the front rim. Darius Brown runs it down, off to Festus. A dribble and a jam.
And a
foul. Wow, Somerville inexplicably came over after Festus had dunked the ball, kind of shoved him away, and an and one.
Well, the hustle by Darius Brown, the second, to get that ball back in play. Look, the Matadors are playing the way we knew they could, Ghazal, in this second half. They got punched around in the first half, and now they're wide awake. And you talked about maybe the...
I joked about the rope-a-dope.
Yes,
I mean, this is coming true.
Yeah, I mean...
This is it, you know?
This is really the rope-a-dope.
Will Smith is shuffling his feet here, you know, from the movie. And Andemania sinks the free throw, and the Matadors to within 12, 56-44, as we near the 10-minute mark in regulation. CSUB basketball. Here's Perry. Right wing Buckingham underneath for the big fella. Reedus lays it up and in.
Yeah, that time Festus was not able to.
Merck Veladze has the ball dispossessed on the way up, out of bounds, stays with CSUN.
Festus was playing fronting the post, and that time the ball got over his head, and it was a nice pass to Reedus.
And as soon as the foul was called, Somerville and Festus went to the free throw line. Somerville was out of the game, and Reedus was back for CSUB.
Yeah, that was just not a very smart foul, and coach is going to teach that youngster by sending him on the bench.
Tajay Moore back for CSUB, the 6'5" redshirt senior. Atten Wright lobs it to Andemania, left wing Brown for CSUN. Starks turns and faces against Czar Perry, trying to post him up. They might know each other, I'm thinking now. Underneath, Starks kicks it into the right corner. Atten Wright for 3. Rattles the rim, no. Tapped up by Merck Veladze. Hands all over it, but it comes up to Ronnie Reedus for CSUB.
Atten Wright has not made a three-pointer in a little while, but he's not going to get a cleaner look than that one.
58-44, CSUB by 14. Under 10 minutes to play in regulation. Left side, Buckingham. Left baseline, Reedus. The hook shot in and out, no. Defensive rebound, Merck Veladze for CSUN. And good position there by Andemania. Getting physical with the big fella. Wright attacks the rim, the reverse layup off the window. How pretty was that?
It was very pretty, and I guess he said, if I can't make a three, I better attack the rim.
Atten Wright with the bucket. Of his last 12 makes now, 10 are from beyond the arc. 58-46, that's just his second two-point basket in about 5 games. Right wing three from Buckingham goes down.
Yeah, that was a huge shot. He got his feet set and was wide open.
61-46, 15-point lead for the runners. Left side, Merkfaladze lobs it into the corner for Starks. Nearly falls out of bounds. Gets it back to Alex, and now Brown has it left of the logo about 35 feet out. Right wing, Merkfaladze turns and faces. Takes the 18-footer, and he has it rejected. Punched ahead, laid up and in by Tajay Moore. It was Buckingham who punched it ahead after the turnover for CSUB. Lead back to 17 for the runners, 63-46.
Matador is running out of time, but they are not running out of desire.
Right wing on the dribble, Brown pulls up from three. Back iron, bounce to the right, no. Defensive rebound, Ritas for CSUB. Racing up the right side, the pass from Perry to Buckingham. Now they reverse to the left side for Edler Davis. Left of center, Czar Perry asking for the screen, he gets it. Pick and pop action. Edler Davis, now they reverse it to the right wing. Here's three from Buckingham. Back iron, no. Andemania, 2 hands on it. Nearly goes out of bounds, saved in by Starks to Festus. Up the right side. Here's Atten Wright, left corner. Long cross-court pass from Brown. In and out, no. Offensive rebound, Merkfaladze on the weak side. Right side, Brown for the Matadors, who trail by 17. Under 8 minutes to play in regulation. Merkfaladze to his left, to his right. Strong to the basket, cannot finish. Ritas with the defensive rebound for CSUB.
That's when he's got to finish, though. He had a smaller man. He's got to be able to finish that one.
Nice job by Perry. Back cut, laid up and in by Buckingham.
Yeah, see, that's what happens. Now the Matadors are down by 19. That's a 4-point swing.
7-0 run for CSUB over the last 2 minutes. That's what the Matadors really needed to make a run. Lead back to 19. Here's TJ into the lane. Starks amongst 4 bodies. Rolls it in over the front rim. 2 and 1.
Oh, my goodness. He is so strong as all. He went through 3 bodies to get that shot up.
So 22 for Starks. We'll take a break, and we come back. TJ will shoot the and 1. 65-48. CSUB leads CSUN. 7:08 to play in regulation. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
Smell that? It's playoff season. You know how you can tell? Because the playoffs are on. East will meet West, sevens will be bested, and banners will be lifted. So get in your car, your boat, or your train and get to B-Dubs. To celebrate this special time of the year, curl up with some wings, warm up by the TV with your closest savages, and order a frosty beer just like Mom used to pour. Merry playoffs, everyone. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
CSUN Athletics would like to thank the Warner Center Marriott for their continued support. The newly re-energized Warner Center Marriott boasts nearly 500 rooms and a newly styled American restaurant. For room rates or reservations, call 818-887-4800. That's the Warner Center Marriott at 818-887-4800, supporting CSUN Matador Athletics.
Gasol and Allen back. Matadors basketball, CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center. I want to shout out Pizzasaurus Rex, who was the game day sponsor today. The Matadors trail this one 65-48. 7:08 to play. We come back, Allen. TJ Starks will be shooting a free throw.
He'll be shooting a free throw, and boy, he's the only Matador that's really been bringing it on the offensive end with 22 points. 10 of 15 from the field, 2 or 3 from behind the arc. He's just not getting any offensive help from other folks. Darius Brown is an excellent shooter. He's only 1 for 7 and 0 of 2 from behind the arc. So right now, the Matadors on the offensive end just not able to make the shots that they're capable of. But I love the fight. I mean, look, they got down 28 and were able to get that lead cut down to 12. Now they're down big again, but it's the desire, it's the toughness, it's the willingness to never give in after really they could have just dropped their heads and said, let's wait for tomorrow. They said, no, we're going to fight the rest of this game.
Yeah, they're 8 of their first 12 from the floor, and now they're just 3 of their last 9. CSUB started the half 4 of their first 12. They're now 4 of their last 7. And going to the free throw line is Stark. Stark, 79% free throw shooter on the year. Big West play. He's averaging 23.5 points per game, and the and one goes down. 80% shooter in 8 Big West games, and the Matadors to within 16, 65-49. Czar Perry out there with Tajay Moore, Justin McCall, Sean Williams, and Ronnie Reedus for CSUB. Here's Perry off to the right side, right corner, Moore. One dribble terminates his dribble. Right wing, this is back to Perry. They reverse left wing, 3 for Williams. Yes!
Yeah, that's just a good reversal. And they were able to get a wide open look. So Matadors once again down by 19.
68-49. Jerry Pym would be very happy about reversing the basketball.
He loves that ball to be reversed, Coach Pym does.
Angle left on the near side. Brown in front. Okereke, who's checked back in. Trying to get it to Festus, stolen, and lobbed ahead for Sean Williams. Williams on the baseline, stops. Kicks back to the left side for Tajay Moore. Bounce pass back left corner. Three-pointer for Williams over the outstretched hand of Festus Andamania is good.
Yeah, that's going to be the ball game there. That's the dagger. That one hurt. And now the Matadors just want to keep fighting and running their offense, try to do a little better on the defensive end.
71-49, high post Merck Veladze, the back cut by Atten Wright, and Wright rejected by the underside of the rim. Long pass ahead for Czar Perry all the way down, and he's denied at the rim and a whistle. Darius thought he had it clean. But Brown whistled on the foul, his second. 2 shots coming up for Czar Perry.
Well, I was wrong in the first half because it must have been a different number 2 who had 2 fouls. So because I thought there were 2 personal fouls on Mr. Brown before.
So here's Perry, who's a 78% free throw shooter, and the first one goes through.
Number Smith for the runners. Number 11, Amon Anderson. Number 32,
transferred from Holmes Community College, where he played in 2019. Started his career at Northwestern State in Louisiana. Played 14 games in 2018. 9 points and 2 rebounds a game, and he made them both, and it's a 73-49 game. So an 8-0 run for CSUB. The Matadors tried to bring it closer. They got it as close as 12 after a 15-0 run. Starks in front for CSUN. TJ to the right, 18-footer. No offensive rebound. Festus Andamania, extra pass stolen. Sean Williams pushing middle of the floor for CSUB. Off to Moore, who jams it home.
Yeah, the Matadors can't afford to turn the ball over, and there are 2 bigs. Festus turned one over, and Fidelis earlier.
75-49. Starks into the paint. Starks rises up from about 12. That spins down.
Now Starks is the only offensive weapon for the Matadors tonight.
So TJ with 25. Matadors down 75-51. Front court left Perry. And at this point, with 5 minutes to go, CSUB is going to run clock every time down.
They should, unless the Matadors just allow them to have direct access to the basket.
Moore and Perry on the left side, now over to the right side, right wing 3 from Sean Williams, and he's dead-eye.
Yeah, right now, because when you get a big lead, those 3-pointers are easy to take and make, and Matadors down big again.
19 for Williams, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. Williams came into the game shooting 36% from 3. Matadors down 78-51. Starks, 18-footer, top of the circle, dances off the rim. The rebound comes out to Czar Perry. Perry all the way to the free throw line. Right wing Williams, catch and shoot 3. Bounces off the iron, defensive rebound. TJ Starks right to left for CSUN. Starks coast to coast all the way down, denied at the rim by McCall. Gets the offensive rebound as TJ trying to fight underneath, puts it back up and in.
TJ's going to have to pass the ball sometime, but I guess he's figuring, look, I don't have anybody really to pass it to that's going to make shots. I've got a bunch of babies out here.
78-53, CSUB with the lead and the ball. We near 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Left corner, Moore. Back off to Perry. Right wing Williams fakes the 3. He goes down underneath. Leaves for McCall, who lays it up and in.
Yeah, right now the Matadors probably could use a timeout, but I think Coach is just going to let this game end.
Bakersfield 80, CSUN 53. First meeting between these two teams since 2012, and The runners look like they're going to take the first installment of this series. And Herrick back in there Starks nearly turns it over, but Herrick recovers the basketball for CSUN. Here's the lob underneath from Undamanya to Fidelis Okereke, and a whistle and a foul on McCall for a push in the back. We'll get a break in the action. 3:25 to play in regulation. The second foul on McCall, the 8th on CSUB. Matadors trail 80-53. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
CSUN Matadors Athletics would like to thank Dr. Dominic Sisto and the LA Orthopedic Institute for their continued support. The LA Orthopedic Institute is one of California's most respected sports medicine practices with a philosophy rooted in faster rehabilitation and recovery. The LA Orthopedic Institute has offices in Sherman Oaks and Palmdale. For more information, go to laortho.org.
Gonzalo and Allen back with you at Icardo Center in Bakersfield. CSUB 80, CSUN 53. Good news is you get to turn around and play tomorrow too, Allen.
Yes, and that is the good news. And another good news is the Matadors were down by 28 points, and they got it all the way down to 12, and they just ran out of gas, Gonzalo, and that's what's going to happen. You know, if you can outscore a team by 16 points and you're still down by double digits, that's just too much to overcome. But the fact that they didn't quit, and actually I don't think that it was that the runners let up or it didn't guard. You know, Starks was making shots, and Merkveladze made a shot. And so right now, the Matadors just have to finish this game the right way, try to cut into this 27-point deficit, maybe before the game is over, get it under 20 points, maybe get it to 15 points, just so you feel better about yourself heading into tomorrow's game.
So Fidelis Okereke will go to the free throw line for the Matadors. He'll shoot 1 and 1. Fidelis on the season, 11 of 16. That's 69%, but he's made all three in Big West play. Over his last 4 games, Fidelis averaging about 15 minutes, 3 points, 3.8 rebounds, 5 of 15 from the floor. But remember, 0 for 6 in that first game against Hawaii. So playing pretty well. Had that one bad game and sinks the first one, he'll get a bonus.
He shot that quickly, and I didn't want to say anything, but I watched him in warm-ups, and he was really struggling making free throws. So it was nice to see when the lights came on that he made that free throw.
Just his 4th year of organized basketball, was discovered in a gym class his freshman year at King Drew, had never played any organized ball before, and 3 years later he was the co-CIF Player of the Year. 80-54, CSUB with the ball and the big lead over CSUN. Williams off to McCall on the right side, dribbles down to the right corner for CSUB. Left of center, Williams fakes the 3. Quick touch for Perry, back to the left side, McCall for CSUB. It's 5 on the shot clock for the runners. The runner off the window from McCall, defensive rebound collected by Okereke, immediately fouled. Oh, they're going to say it's a held ball. So held ball goes over to CSUN.
Well, 1 second on the shot clock because that ball didn't hit any iron. So the Matadors have to make sure they don't allow a pass to the front of the rim. And they're going to put in Schumann, a big, long player. Maybe they're going to try to – he's a three-point shooter. Watch, they're going to try to get this ball out to Schumann and let him launch a shot because he can actually hit – well, they reset the shot. They shouldn't reset. It should be 1 second.
Yeah. Now, Andy Cohen is saying it should be one second on the clock. So Jack Schumann, as Alan mentioned, checks in, the 6'7 senior, Prairie Village, Kansas. He played at Colorado State. His father, Chris, is a graduate of Whittier College. Schumann, catch and shoot 3, and Coach Zinmeister is right, and Edler Davis with the offensive rebound for CSUB. Under 3 minutes to play in regulation, out of the left corner. That 3 misses. Defensive rebound Okereke for CSUN. Up the left side, Brown. Matadors trail by 26. Right angle, Herrick. Underneath for Brown. Nice give and go, laid up and in by Darius.
Yeah, that's a nice play by Herrick, the beautiful pass, a nice finish by Brown.
CSUB with the ball in a 24-point lead. Right wing Williams to his left on the dribble. Left corner, this is McCall, resets front court left, quick touch for Perry. Top of the circle, Williams misses the three. Offensive rebound, Edler Davis loses it on the way down, out of bounds over to CSUN.
You know, I mentioned to you, Gazal, before the game that whenever a shot goes up, especially if it's around the basket, a guard from the perimeter is going to crash the offensive glass. That time it was a three-point shot, but still a guard from the perimeter crashed the offensive glass.
Atten Wright checks in as Darius Brown leaves the ball game for CSUN. So Wright on the floor with Amon Anderson, and he turns it over right away. This is Tajay Moore back the other way. Showtime! Windmill jam!
Yeah, Atten Wright that time was very, very lazy with that pass, and you can't come into the game and just act like you don't care. That was a terrible pass by Mr. Wright.
Amon Anderson brings the ball across midcourt, has it knocked away from him by McCall. Anderson high post to the left side for Okereke. Okereke dispossessed, but he runs it down and swings it to the right wing for Atten Wright for CSUN. Matadors down 82-56. Right corner three for Brendan Herrick, skips over the rim. Anderson still fighting for it, out of bounds, off of Amon over to CSUB.
Herrick had a nice look at that shot and missed it. I mean, he had a good look at a three, and he needed that three to go. Brendan needs to get a little confidence in his shot.
Travis Henson checks in, 6'6 junior from Oxon Hill, Maryland, by way of Angelina College. And we'll get a look at Kalen Raines, the 6'6 freshman from San Ysidro High School in San Diego for CSUN. Matadors in the zone. Right wing, here's Henson. Reverse to the top of the circle for Williams. Williams left side for Easter. Easter on the dribble, back to Williams. 12 to shoot for CSUB. Right wing three from Henson. Dances around the rim, tapped out by Okereke into Amon Anderson's hands for CSUN. Anderson right to left for the Matadors, who trail 82-56. Right wing three from Amon Anderson, too strong, back iron. Henson defensive rebound for CSUB. Sean Williams left to right. Underneath, laid up and in by Schumann.
That's a nice pass to Schumann, and Matadors now trailing by 28.
84-56, right wing Herrick, catch and shoot three. Misfires on that, defensive rebound comes down to Bino Smith for CSUB. Under 40 seconds to play here at Icardo Center, and CSUB comfortably ahead 84-56. Easter right side, one dribble to his left. Williams underneath for Schumann, reverse layup left to right, can't finish. Defensive rebound Herrick for CSUN. Matadors down 84-56. We're at 20 seconds to play in regulation. See if they get Kalen Raines a shot. Okereke with a quick touch, front court left, Atten Wright for CSUN. Wright waiting for the screen. The hedge comes out and he's fouled. That was Henson on the foul for CSUB. Free throws coming up for Atten Wright.
So Atten Wright will have a 1-and-1, and you know he's pretty anxious. He wants to score it, and but I'm kind of disappointed that when Atten got in the game, he was very, very careless with the ball and just turned it over and gave up an easy 2 points. You know, when you're getting playing time, you want to take things very seriously, especially if you're going to play the point guard.
Atten 21 of 23 from the free throw line this year, the freshman. He'll get a bonus when he makes the first one. Wright with 3 points today. He had a layup earlier. Pretty good one at that.
Yep, tough one.
Second free throw coming. Yep, got them both.
I don't think there'll be any more scoring and just allow the clock to run out. I don't think that Coach Barnes is going to let these youngsters jack up a shot.
Acquaintances renewed here at Icardo Center, and Rod Barnes and his old buddy Mark Gottfried will shake hands as the horn sounds. 84-58 the final. CSUB wins the opener of this two-game series against CSUN pretty convincingly here at Icardo Center.
Yeah, the Matadors got a spanking tonight, but even though they took one on the chin, they didn't stay down, Ghazal, and that's a very, very good sign.
We'll step aside and come back with the Matadors postgame presented to you by Under Armour. The final tonight from Icardo Center, 84-58 CSUB over CSUN. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
It's game time, Matador fans, and at Northridge Toyota, it's game on. With over 700 new, certified, and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, they're sure to have one that's just right for you. Come in and see why Northridge Toyota is the fastest growing Toyota dealership in the San Fernando Valley. Northridge Toyota, big enough to count, small enough to care. Located on Nordoff across the street from the Northridge Mall and proud supporters of CSUN Athletics. Go Matadors!
It's not just a haircut, it's an authentic experience with True Barbershop. Book your appointment now at TrueBarbershopInc.com. True Barbershop is committed to serving the community and have partnered with the Matadors to unite the Valley one haircut at a time. With a team of 8 professional and qualified licensed barbers, True Barbershop can service all ages from kids to seniors to retired and military. True Barbershop is located at 9229 Reseda Boulevard in Northridge and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics.
Matadors postgame presented by Under Armour, official outfitter of CSUN Athletics. Under Armour, built to make you better. Check Go Matadors for your latest in branded CSUN apparel. At 84-58 final, silver medal for the Matadors here in Bakersfield on Friday evening. Want to start with the Matador stat report presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, located at 9301 Tampa Boulevard in Northridge. Save time by ordering takeout on their website from their to-go favorites menu. The 20-20 and 15-15 wing combos are still available for a limited time. On the Bakersfield side, 10 points for Ronnie Reedus. He had 6 rebounds as well in his 30 minutes. Sean Williams really hurt the Matadors, had a huge game. 19 points in 30 minutes, 5 of 9 from beyond the arc. He had 7 assists against no turnovers. He really made the difference in the first half for CSUB.
It was his three-point makes, Ghazal, that really opened up the game. And we mentioned they're not a great three-point shooting team. And as the game went on, they cooled down. But early on, when they needed those three-pointers, Mr. Williams just was draining them.
You know, congratulations to Justin Edler-Davis now. His 119th career games. He passes Stephon Carter for 7th in the all-time games list in CSUB history. Carter, who played from 2010 to 2013, is the all-time leading scorer in CSUB history. Edler-Davis didn't have a great game. He only had 3 points in his 13 minutes, was in foul trouble for most of the game. Justin McCall was impressive, more in the first half, but pretty solid game. 6 of 10 from the floor, 13 points, 4 rebounds, a couple of blocks, played some solid defense for the runners.
He played excellent defense. I mean, he really locked up Darius Brown II. He made Darius' night very long.
Czar Perry only had 2 points in his 29 minutes, but did total 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. Made his only 2 free throws from the floor. Jack Schumann had a bucket in his 3 minutes late in the game. They brought him in to shoot the 3. DeMonte Buckingham, who had a fantastic game as well. 16 points in 17 minutes. How's that for efficiency? 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. And his energy also on both sides of the floor were big for CSUB.
Well, he's just a player. I mean, he can rebound it. He could score it. I mean, I saw him earlier in the year, and he really had a great game against Pepperdine when Pepperdine was playing well. So, no, Mr. Buckingham is an excellent player. And tonight, he just really took it out on the Matadors.
Travis Henson had a cameo, played a minute and missed a shot. Ray Somerville, the center, 3 minutes, did not score. Bino, Cameron Bino Smith, 6 points in 22 minutes. He also had 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Tajay Moore came back from the stomach bug, and he looked okay to me, AZ. 13 points in 19 minutes, 6 of 7 from the floor, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a couple of steals, and 3 block shots. Welcome back, Tajay Moore.
Yeah, he got a chance to get to the rim. He had a couple of easy dunks, and then he hit a three-pointer. So tonight, because the Matador defense was kind of ole, players like Mr. Moore had a field day.
9 minutes for Graylin Easter. He was 0 for 1 from the floor with an assist and a steal. 36 of 69. They were 54.5% from the floor. 36 of 66. 9 of 25 from beyond the arc was 36%, and then 3 of 3 from the free throw line. There were only 11 free throws shot in this game. 36 rebounds for the runners. How about this? 26 assists to 8 turnovers. Whenever you're 3-1, you're in pretty good shape there, AZ. 23 points off turnovers. They were plus 12 there, and they were a plus 3 in second chance points. So a plus 15 in terms of the hustle points for CSUB.
Yep, and the Matadors lost by quite a bit. I mean, 26 points. But you know what? I think that tonight you saw the best offense that you're going to see from the runners. And, of course, they always guard. So tomorrow it's not going to be any different. You know that the Roadrunners are going to play great defense.
Okay, we're getting ready for Mark Godfrey to join us here on the post-game show. Matadors dropped this one 84-58, and a tough one. They'll play again tomorrow, though. That's the good news. They'll play again tomorrow, and I want to give Coach Godfrey a call. Let's see if he's on board here. It's always awkward now because we got to do the Skype thing because we can't do it in person. Non-player personnel are not allowed in the locker room.
Hello.
Hey, Coach. Give me a little assessment of what happened tonight.
Well, I think number one, they were terrific in the first half. My goodness, they made every shot. But I think they just they were more physical than we were. I think it took our guys a minute to kind of get a grasp of how physical they played, and came back in the second half. I thought we played pretty well, and but the first half we just got it too big a hole, and we got it down to 12, I think it was at one time, and we're knocking on the door, and I thought we ran out a little bit of gas right there. But they're a good team. They're older. They look like an older, bigger, stronger team than us in just about every position on the floor. So we got to get regrouped. We got to get back in here tomorrow and see if we can do a little better job.
Coach, and we've talked about this, the scouting report for you guys definitely seems to be to really take the ball out of Darius's hands. I think they did as good a job on Darius, Coach, as I've seen anybody do in the 3 years he's been with your squad.
Well, we talked about it as coaches, and obviously we're a lot better when Darius plays well, and he probably struggled tonight as much as I've seen him struggle, maybe since early as a freshman. And I think he's a lot better player than he played tonight, but he just never got going, and he just seemed to struggle. And hopefully he'll play a little bit better tomorrow. But he's a good player and just had a tough night. And good players have tough nights, and tonight Darius had one of those.
Yeah, you're playing a team also that obviously came off the 2 losses, so you knew, and they got Tajay Moore back today, so they're going to kind of be at full strength. What happened there? I think you guys knew. I mean, it's no surprise to you guys how physical they are defensively. When they started making all those shots, did that throw you guys a little bit?
Well, I think it did a little bit. I think in the first half, they made a couple threes early, but they only made, I think, 4 in the first half. But I think what happened is we got a little bit away from what we wanted to do. They still beat us off the dribble too often. And, they end up getting the ball right around the basket. And second half, I think the adjustments we made were a lot better. We guarded, even in our zone, guarded them a lot better, took away a couple things. And then right when we got it to about 12, or I think it was 12 or 14, I think number one there, Williams hit a couple ones, and that kind of broke our back. But, again, what happens in college basketball sometimes, you get an older, senior kind of laden team, especially when you're young as we are at times. Sometimes it shows. Tonight it showed. I'm sitting there watching the game thinking to myself, good grief, these guys are bigger, stronger, older, faster, and they played a lot better than us in the first half. So we got to do a much better job tomorrow.
Coach, I was wondering if you guys have to get down by 20 before, you get your players' attention, because when you went on a run and cut a 28-point deficit to 12, I was very impressed with the effort, but I did mention that I thought that the guys got a little bit winded. But you have to really feel good about the fact that even when the guys are down almost 30, they still don't quit.
Well, I don't think they're going to quit, and I appreciate you saying that. I just think we got to do a better job. I go back and look. I think the Hawaii, the Friday game, we were down. I think Santa Barbara that first night we weren't very good, and a couple others like that. So, we've got to get ourselves, and young guys need to understand, at this level when they come to Division I basketball, you got to be ready to play. And we've gotten ourselves in a hole there 3 or 4 times, and sometimes the hole's too big to climb out of, and I thought that was the case tonight.
Coach, you can't, nearly a 30-point loss, but there's some positive stuff I wanted to talk to you about. I thought Festus had the best energy I've seen in a long time, probably since that Pepperdine game. I know he's been ill, and then you guys had the 2-week pause and whatnot, and he finally today, in flashes, I know he only played about 12 or 13 minutes, he looked like himself in a couple of flashes today.
Well, I think he's been better. I often wonder sometimes, and he went through a stage where, we had so many guys on our team get COVID, and I always wonder, and I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I always wonder as I watched him, because I just don't know that he's had the same bounce and zip that he's had in the past. I wonder if that's been an effect. I don't know, but he did look like he had a little bit more energy tonight. We need that from him. Fidelis, same, Alex, they're all going to get better. Those young guys, this is a great, it's not the outcome we want, and, we want to win every game, but these young guys are getting a lot of good experience, and they're going to learn, and that's the only way you learn, by getting to play, and then they're getting some good opportunities.
Coach, I think you hit the nail right on the head. Look, you played a team in the Roadrunners who lost 2 games at Santa Barbara, the team that's in first place, and I believe they felt like they didn't play the way they were capable of. Look, they win 85% of their games on this floor, and tonight they were ready, the senior veteran team, they were ready for these youngsters. So sometimes you're right, Coach. It's just the fact that you have a team that's veteran, they're older, they're at home, they're angry, and they kind of took it out on your babies.
Well, and I think you're 100% right, and it's not ever going to be an excuse. Our young guys got to step up and be ready to play, but, I mentioned this earlier. I'm sitting there in the first half. I'm looking out there thinking, good grief, they look like they're bigger, older, faster, stronger, all those things, and we've got to figure out a way to overcome that in a short turnaround by tomorrow.
All right, Coach. Yeah, that's the good news is you get a chance to play them again tomorrow, and you guys will get back to the drawing board, and I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That's Mark Godfrey joining us here on the post game. Pretty fair assessment. They ran out to a big lead, and we always talk about that sometimes managing that lead is, you get close, but you're still down 12. You can, if you're not feeling the heat if you're Bakersfield till it's about an 8 or 6 point lead.
Exactly, and when you're up double digits and a team makes a run, all you have to do is hit a 3-pointer.
Yep.
Now you're back up 15, and 15 is a large lead at any time in the ball game for the most part. So, look, tonight the Matadors, I actually think they have had some issues, because you and I have talked about this, where they come out a little slow, and that's usually youth. They don't understand the urgency of having the type of intensity right from the beginning of the game, so that you can't lose the game in the first 7 or 8 minutes, because you can if you don't come out ready to play, and the other team does. But they'll learn with each and every game. And tomorrow I don't know if the Matadors can win, but tomorrow I think that they're going to come out probably with the right attitude right from the beginning.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough series for them, Alan, and you knew that after that series against UCSB that Bakersfield was going to be ready. They were going to close strong. They had Tajay Moore back, and you knew everything kind of came together for them. And the Matadors needed to hit shots. They didn't hit shots, and Bakersfield hit theirs. So it wasn't a typical CSUB game where they kind of ground you out and it's 31-22. They grind the Matadors out defensively, but they're hitting their shots, and all of a sudden it's 50-22, and you're looking way up trying to climb the mountain.
And that's all it was. They hit shots that they normally wouldn't hit, but they were ready to play. They got some open looks in the zone, and they made the shots. And that's what veteran, senior, late
that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, they're a good team. For the Matadors, AZ, Darius Brown III, 33 minutes for him, just 4 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, 6 turnovers. We mentioned that he had 4 turnovers in the first half. He had not had any more than 3 in any game this season. In fact, up until the Hawaii game last Saturday, he never had more than 2 turnovers.
Yeah, he had a triple-double, and tonight he had the respect of the Roadrunners. They respected Darius Brown II, and they came out really ready to force him to do things he didn't want to do. And Darius struggled a little bit, but then even Darius, a junior, can learn from this, and he'll be better tomorrow, I'm sure.
8.6 rebounds in 31 minutes for Alex Merkvaladze. Fidelis Okereke, 24 minutes for him, just 3 points, but did have 6 rebounds and a couple of assists as well. Atten Wright had 4 points, those 2 free throws late in 21 minutes. Festus Undamania, 15 minutes for him. And again, I thought he looked like himself for the first time in a long time. Just 3 points and 4 rebounds, but hopefully tonight is something he can build on, both health-wise and confidence-wise.
Most definitely, and I like the 4 rebounds. I mean, he just really played hard, so that's good to see. Tomorrow they'll be much better, I believe that.
Amon Anderson with 6 points in his 27 minutes, also had 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and a couple of blocks. 14 minutes for Brendan Herrick. He had a 3-point bucket and a couple of rebounds. Kalen Raines got on the floor for a minute and attempted a shot. And how about TJ Starks? I mean, we just talk about this guy as if it's just normal. He had 28 and 31 in 2 games against Hawaii, 27 points tonight, 12 of 20 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. Free throw, 3 rebounds as well in his 33 minutes. Now, not the assists, and you talked about the passing, but, man, when they needed him to kind of get them going, he was able to get them going.
What it shows, Ghazal, is that if T.J. Starks decides that he's going to score, he can't be stopped. And if you've got one of the best defensive teams in the conference, and I think they're the best man-to-man defensive team in the conference, if they don't stop him, nobody is. But what they did was they stopped everyone else.
84-58 was the final as the Matadors fall to CSU Bakersfield. We'll now move, well, let me at least give you the totals for the Matadors tonight. 23 of 59 from the floor. They shot 39%. Coming in, CSUB was holding opponents to 42%, so they even did a little bit better than that. They were 6 of 21 from beyond the arc, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Out-rebounded 36-31. 15 assists to 14 turnovers. They did manage to get the assist over the turnovers late in the ball game, and the Matadors dropped this one by a score of 84-58. We'll move on now to the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by True Barber Shop, located at 9229 Reseda Boulevard and at TrueBarbershopInc.com. They're still accepting appointments through the website. They're owned by Matador alums and are proud supporters of CSUN athletics. We mentioned the two finals earlier today. Irvine 80-55 over UCSD, and UC Davis 69-61 at Mott Athletic Center over Cal Poly. Halftime at the SRC Arena, 31-29 UC Santa Barbara on top of UC Riverside. So a tight contested first half, as you'd expect between those two teams.
Most definitely. I want to get a chance to get home, and we'll get back to the hotel and maybe catch the end of that game.
And starting in about 5 minutes on the island, Long Beach State at Hawaii at the Stan Sheriff Center in Honolulu. Our final tonight, 84-58. CSUN drops it to CSU Bakersfield. We'll step aside and come back and wrap up the post-game show for you here from Icardo Center. Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health Northbridge Hospital Medical Center.
What happened to us? We used to gather in proud arenas. Now we're watching March Madness while stuck in work holes.
Loser.
Jerk. Or shoved in man caves. We've been left alone with a DVR replay while trying not to wake the baby. Enough! Let's make our ancestors proud and follow the tribe, the B-Dubs, so we can fill our beers, crush all the wings, and pound every single game. You want madness? That's March Madness. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
Back at Icardo Center, Gazelle Husson back with you along with Alan Zinsmeister, wrapping up the Under Armour postgame. Alan, the players of the game tonight, you are the judge, you are the jury. Who are your players of the game first for CSUB?
We're going to go with Sean Williams. Williams stepped up early in the first half, knocking down those three-point shots. And so we're going to go with Mr. Williams, 19 points, 5 of 9 from behind the arc, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. So he had a wonderful game.
How about for the Matadors?
Well, we got to go with T.J. Starks. T.J. Starks scored the first 9 points for the Matadors, and you're wondering if any other Matador would score. But 27 points, 12 of 20 from the field, 2 of 3 from behind the arc. He did have an assist. He grabbed 3 boards and only had 1 turnover. And, he played 33 minutes. And, if he only plays 23 minutes, Matadors probably lose by 40.
So it's Sean Williams and T.J. Starks, the players of the game tonight. Presented by Under Armour, official outfitter of CSUN Athletics. Under Armour, built to make you better. We're back tomorrow, as we mentioned, the quick turnaround for the Matadors. Before we sign off, though, I do want to thank a couple people. Of course, our SID Sports Information ace, the great Nicholas Bocanegra. And then, of course, Isaac Camelli, who handles the SID duties for CSUB. He was very helpful to us, obviously, getting us situated today. And then the great Will Carter, our general manager back at CSUN Matador Sports Properties and Learfield-IMG College. Any final thoughts, Alan Zinsmeister?
Well, as you mentioned, and I've mentioned on a couple of occasions, at least the Matadors get a chance to get back tomorrow and get back after it and see what they learn from tonight. This is just a bad matchup for them, but tomorrow is a different day, and hopefully they learn from tonight, and then tomorrow maybe they'll come out and catch a team in the Roadrunners that might underestimate the Matadors.
Tomorrow our broadcast will be a 7 o'clock tip, and we're on the air with Matadors pregame at 6:45. The final score tonight, CSU B84, CSUN 58. For the great Alan Zinsmeister, my name is Ghazal Hassan. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Icardo Center. So long, everybody. Good night, Lou. Good night, Arthur.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield-IMG College under broadcasting rights granted by CSUN. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of CSUN and Learfield-IMG College. Announcers are provided by Learfield-IMG College and approved by CSUN.